YouTube recommended me something, and I got distracted. It's one of those things, YouTube's like, hey, do you want to see people make vans for really cheap? I'm like, damn. Kind of, actually, yeah.
Eh,
A
take it
living
or leave
van.
it. Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about, van life
yeah, yeah, yeah,
shit.
but I mean, like, $10,000 making it. And then that's, like, way more within the realms of reasonability. Because, like, I mean, some of the shit you see, including the price of the van, by the way. Uh,
Yeah.
Because some people are like, oh yeah, $500,000 for this van. It's like, I'm sorry, fucking blow it out your
Excuse you?
ass. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
no, you get a
crazy
fleet
right now.
van for super cheap.
Yeah, it's just fucking insane right now. It's it's
Mm. Like,
like on one hand,
explicitly a fleet van because it's been cut down. It has everything stripped out of it. You're just buying the fucking van with no frills, and then you can
yeah,
modify it however you want.
exactly, yeah, and see that's what I'm saying. It's like I would honestly actually probably a living van is on the list of things I would do if I had money.
Mm,
The first thing
no,
I would do is obviously buy a house.
obviously.
Obviously. Um,
I mean, good luck in this economy, but yeah.
well, I mean, yeah, no, this is what I'm talking about here. It's like I'm just like,
Like a
just
win the
saying.
lottery situation.
I mean, not even win the lottery. If I like got a good promotion, like like maybe 100K, promotion job, which
Mm,
I mean isn't outside of the realm of my ability as IT. Certainly not frontline IT, but manager of a team or something. Certainly within that realm.
yeah, that's not outside the realm.
And so, if I ever got that much money, I would probably buy a house first. It would have to be a house that's hopefully nowhere near fucking people. Oh, okay. I guess we're just gonna, or it's just having a seizure. Um,
Or is having
I
a
couldn't
seizure.
hear either of you
yes,
for
of
some
course.
reason.
Um, so yeah, step one would be purchase a home, right? Purchase a home.
Yep.
Step two would be kind of a mixed bag, right? Because a living van, I'm never gonna use the living van if I have to work a job.
Mm, well, all right. So, how much do you think you'd be putting into a living van?
Well, see that's the thing, right? Is that I wouldn't, I don't leave my house really, and part of that is because I don't like leaving my house, but the other part of that is that I am not in a position where I can simply
Hmm.
use mobile data, hop on a call, and spend my hours working and then driving a little bit to go visit places. Because I would
Right.
absolutely like I loved my trip out to the Yellowstone. That was a great trip. I stopped at a whole bunch of places along the way with all my shit packed up on my car, strapped to my car. Just literally everything I owned strapped to my car, and I just took off west. See where I ended up. I
Well,
ended up back in New Jersey.
you realize that with that kind of money, you may as well just go ahead and get Starlink. In which case, yeah,
Yes.
you don't have to fucking worry about that. So that kind of rules out the whole roaming data thing.
No, no, no. I'm more talking about the job specifics. If I had a job where I could just
Fully
slap
remote job, yeah.
yeah, yeah, well, I mean obviously, I mean, you know, it is what it is. But if I had a job where I could just slap up mobile data, Starlink, whatever, and call it a day. Work 8 hours and call it a day. And then
Yep.
drive a little bit. Um, I would, but like at that point, I almost would want an RV instead.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna get at eventually. Was you could get a small, cheap RV for
Yeah.
better and cheaper in some ways than you would one of those shitty do-it-yourself vans because that RV will have water hookups, shower, and all that good shit. And the only thing you have to worry about is how not even laundry if you're willing to wash it in the tub.
Sure. Yeah, yeah. I mean, of course, obviously, on top of that, it's only like you're always what a day's travel away from a town in pretty much everywhere inside the U.S.
So
A
there are
laundromat's not hard to.
not even a laundromat. So truck stops, a lot of the bigger ones have shower facilities, laundry facilities,
Yeah,
everything
yeah,
a
yeah. Sure,
trucker
obviously.
needs to
Yeah.
live on the road, and that's where you get your laundry done and shit like that. But even without that, you go to national parks and you've got water hookup, power hookup. You can use your water to wash
Yeah,
your
certainly.
clothes, then put out a damn clothesline to dry them. Things like that.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like if I actually had the money to do that sort of thing, I would want to bring my bigger computer with me, right?
Obviously.
Yeah. Obviously. But yeah, no, I would actually enjoy traveling, maybe inching my way across the U.S., visiting diners and places, and but I mean, obviously that takes a lot of fucking money.
Less than you'd think.
Well, I mean, yes, certainly. I mean, but I'm not gonna be the sort of person that tries to cook in their RV, or van or whatever. I know some people do, but I would be doing a lot of eating out because, like, kind of the whole point of traveling is eating the food of the area.
Yeah, you can eat the food of the area, but on the other hand, you get you like a toaster oven, a griddle, a what are those damn things called? I'm looking at mine. I'm drawing a blank. Air fryer. Thank you.
Right, sure.
Get one of get you a few pieces of cooking equipment and not even an extension cord because most of these things have out
Pre-wired, yeah,
exterior
yeah.
yeah, exterior wires. You get you a small, compact folding table, put that bad boy outside. If you've got an awning, drop that thing down. Congratulations, you can do all your cooking right there outside.
Right, but
And
sure,
yes,
but
you would
like,
obviously want to stop and sample the local wares and whatever the hell, but sometimes you just want to, be lazy and say, fuck it, I'm already parked, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just
yeah,
going to do
yeah,
this
sure,
right
that's fair.
now.
Um,
Also,
but yeah,
depending
no,
on
I
the
mean,
size of your RV, getting that
yeah.
fucker parked is
Well, I mean,
it's an
uh,
ordeal.
right, yeah, sure, but I mean, I wouldn't buy one of those giant Winnebagos. I would probably try and go for a
No.
smaller, like truck-sized one.
There's smaller van sized ones where they've got everything a single person would ever need. Even
Yeah,
two, maybe three people. And yeah, those you don't require a CDL or any special license to drive it. They go under all height requirement bridges. There's no issues there. Honestly, the best choice. I think they last I checked, I want to say they were going about 50 grand,
mm.
but worth it.
Yeah, but like
Like
I said, like
100%
that
worth
would
it.
be a sort of like if I had the fucking money, if I had the money to travel, sort of thing. Because I would absolutely like to see shit, but I don't want to see shit while fucking nuking myself and my ability to earn money.
Well, obviously, I mean,
Now
you'd have to have a job that would allow it.
the real I won the lottery moment would
Whew.
be building a blacksmithery.
Why?
I wanted to learn, and I feel like, building a smithy is a way better usage of money in the case of winning the lottery than buying a Jaguar or some shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't really have to, win the lottery for that. I mean, the the
I
startup
mean,
cost on that
I
is actually
kind of would.
surprisingly cheap.
No, yeah, sure, but I also need my
I
own
mean,
property
yes,
because
you'd
I'm
need
currently
somewhere to
apartment
do
living. I
it.
wouldn't. Yeah, I need to own land, which the kinds of places that would put up with you having a blacksmithy in your backyard is
Yeah,
a little bit
you'd
more
want to do
isolated.
it. Yeah, you'd want to be a little more isolated.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, I would like to learn. It's kind of a cool thing. I feel like it would be a useful life skill.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the very least, you could turn around and sell
Yeah,
whatever
that's
you're
kind of the
making.
point. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I actually sat down and fucking calculated, like, the kind of money I would need to just quit my job and live off the earnings that the money would give me. And it was like about 1.5 million.
Yeah, that sounds about right. About 1.5. Yeah, you could just live off the interest.
Yeah. Because it's not like, again, because it's not like I'm gonna go fucking. And that's like after I purchased the property and everything, right?
Yeah.
But it's enough money that I would be getting yearly that I would be able to pay an estimated utilities cost, property tax, income tax if they even fucking do that on interest, which they probably do because the fucking government's the fucking government.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, you'd have to look that up. I'm not certain.
I mean, yeah, I'm just assuming they're gonna try and fuck me,
Assume the
so
government's gonna fuck you somehow. That's
yeah,
the only thing.
exactly.
Yes.
So that's generally yeah. So I mean, I calculated basically a 30% tax on fuck you. Um,
Oh, instantly, 100%. If you win the lottery, that's 30%
Oh,
right out of
50% if I
pocket.
win the lottery. I'm talking about the monthly charging, you know.
Oh, you mean yeah,
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 how
that's
much
fair.
money would I need to be earning in interest a month to live a comfortable lifestyle that is not in excess?
Yeah,
And yeah, it comes out to about 1.5 million after the property's purchased, after the whatever other shit I need to be get done. But yeah. So I mean, so that's cool. I would really like that to happen someday, but I really doubt it's ever going to. So, woo!
yeah. Oh, there's
Um,
the price on
yeah,
on
yeah.
those ads. About 200K, and here's the floor plan.
I mean,
Has a toilet, bath.
I feel like 200K is a little bit
A little bit much for one of them.
it's a little bit yeah. I mean, I feel like I could just go buy a fleet van and do that myself at that point.
Yeah.
Cause like,
I don't know if you
uh,
could put in a toilet or anything like that yourself.
I mean, I totally could. It's just a simple bit of plumbing.
You say so. Let's
Like
see.
it's not
Mid-level
anything
home
advanced. It's not
class
like I'm fucking
C.
trying to pipe up a house or something.
Well, you've also got to install a black and a gray tank.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. But I mean, also at the same time, um, yeah,
Well,
yeah, that's true.
so getting a 2024 Gulf Stream, which is it's bigger, it's got more shit, will cost you 50K less, 150,
Yeah, yeah,
but it
that's what I
requires a
expected.
Class B
Oh,
license.
not that hard to get.
Well, yeah, I mean it's the limousine license, I think,
Yeah, something like that.
effectively.
But yeah, I mean, it's still feasible, but So anyway, now that Max is here, I got to tell a story. Story of a
Oh, here
foolish,
we go.
company and their foolish choices in life. So they call us and
Woo.
they start complaining about their internet. And why are we paying for two pieces of internet? The failover doesn't even work. Every RRT company we had before you didn't know how to do it. I mean, so I'm looking through everything. Now, gotta keep in mind this client here is using old servers, old firewalls. They're using an open source VPN,
Hmm.
so they're running everything as cheap as can be. And for some reason, they have FiOS as their backup internet, and they're using coaxial as their primary.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I said.
what?
Yeah, that's what I said. I was quite confused myself over such
Uh,
a choice.
that's a choice.
It was a choice.
Yeah.
I wish I had enough money to throw around to say, yeah, the fiber option is my backup.
True.
Right.
But yeah. So anyway, this they continue to be geniuses throughout the entirety of this story. So don't worry. Um.
Mhm, I'm
So
sure.
we're working on this issue here, and I've roped in the senior tech because I mean I looked at the firewall. Everything looked to be set up fine. The failover is set up fine. Everything, I'm not seeing any issues anywhere. Um, so I hand off the issue to the senior, and he spends more time looking at it than I do because I actually have to get on with my job, and it's his job to spend time looking at things. Um, and so he's looking at it, he's looking at it, and he's looking at it, and he's like, so two problems. Their PTR records were absolutely fucking just garbage. So he fixed that. And so then, they're being password sprayed because they don't have 2FA. So we geo-blocked. Okay. Next problem. Um, the VPN wasn't set up to use the fallback. The VPN was
Oh,
only
so
set
they
up to
were
use the primary.
wasting it.
Yep.
And
And then
the
the
moment they had an
piece de
emergency,
la resistance.
oh, it gets better.
Their primary ISP suspended their internet because they weren't paying the bill.
Fucking why?
Who knows?
Do they just think internet magically comes out of the tubes and they don't have to pay for it?
I guess. I have no fucking idea why they weren't paying for it. All I know is they weren't fucking paying for it.
So they
And they're
get it
like,
shut
oh,
off.
our internet's broken. Fix it, IT. It's like, well, we would love to do that, except you're not paying for it.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
that's a choice.
It's a choice.
A choice, yes. That is one way of putting it.
But so that yeah, that happened, and that was a big old why. And then to wrap up the day, of course, can't go a day without something fucky happening. So we have a client, and they're a very old client of ours, and how to put this? They're fucking retarded. So they're those kind of people that are like really opinionated about the tech they use because they've been using that tech for a long time or in their personal lives. So therefore, it's clearly the better option. I don't care what you say, businessman. I'm using this for my business. And that
No.
is Macs. So they have a shit ton of Macs which are not compatible with our remote monitoring software or our remote access software, and no one on the team is trained how to support them because no one on the team wants to pay Apple $300 a month for a license to do so.
Obviously. As one does
So,
not fucking do.
yeah, I mean, so the users at this company get very frustrated with us very frequently because they're calling in about their Mac issues, and obviously they've been using these Macs for like over a decade now. And they're like, "Oh, why can't you fix it?" It's like, because I'm not fucking trained in it. B, I don't feel like getting trained in it. So shove it up your
Mm-mm.
ass.
Yeah, no, if you take training on Mac, that's one of those, are you going to pay me more? No, we're just going to expect you to do it and take on more responsibilities
Yeah,
things most
eat shit
employers
and die.
want to pull.
Yeah, so anyway, the fun bits of this is that they have a check scanner. An old check scanner, of course. Why not? So they have an old check scanner they're using on a new Mac with third party software made by neither the check scanning company or Apple. And they're using this to connect to a bank to scan checks to the bank
I'm
over
sorry.
a remote connection into a Windows server session.
Oh
Hmm.
no. No.
And I'm just sitting here in the all chat like, hey, does anyone have an answer for this? Because I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. The answer was no. No one had an answer for me on how to support that because I didn't know what I was doing. Like normally, if this was a Windows computer, I would reinstall the drivers, reboot the computer, reinstall the program that manages the software. I will go through the whole gauntlet of stuff that's just normal to what you do. But on Macs, because Apple's fucking autistic, they hate
Mm,
the idea of drivers. They hate the idea of cached files. They hate the idea of anything besides isolated applications containing the entire API of a program. Um, that I don't know how to fix a program when it doesn't have an application.
uh, as far as Apple's concerned, you don't.
Yeah, I'm
You
aware.
call
That's kind of
Apple
my
and have
point.
them do it.
Help me Stack Overflow? Yeah, no, see, that's the problem is no one knows how to fucking do this shit because, like I said, it's an old-ass fucking piece of hardware using a third-party software on a newly updated Mac. So no one has posted about this because I can't use old versions of people's posts
Mm.
about Macs because every fucking update to a Mac is like goddamn playing roulette with Java. where it's like,
Changes
oh,
all the stuff.
yeah, like you go to like even 2 years ago, like some post from someone's Mac, they're like, oh yeah, you just go into the settings, you click this option, you click that off, and everything's fixed. And you go into the settings on the new version of Mac, that setting doesn't exist anymore,
Nope.
or it's been moved, or it's been renamed to something else, and you don't know what it's been renamed to. So it's just like,
Hooray! Closed ecosystem.
yeah.
Yep.
And then I got this fucking customer in my ear yapping about, oh well, I talked to the company that runs the check scanner, and they said its ports were overlapping with QuickBooks.
Huh?
And yeah, that was my reaction because I'm just sitting here. I'm like, lady A, I didn't realize QuickBooks used ports. B,
It does.
I'm
Unfortunately.
I'm aware now. Like I looked it up and I was like, rapidly mashing the keyboard, looking this shit up as she's talking about. Because I was like, is she just talking out of her ass or something? Like, and then B,
Oh,
she's
I
like, yeah,
wish.
yeah, they're both using port 80. I'm like, okay, but why would that stop them
That's
from using that port? That's
that
everything
port.
uses port 80 and 20 and 50.
Yeah.
Like,
80
why would the
it
check
was.
scanner running have any impact on QuickBooks? That makes no fucking sense. Makes
Shouldn't.
anti-sense.
80 is for fucking general web traffic.
It
Yeah, I
makes
know.
perfect sense if you just turn your brain off.
See that's what I'm sitting here. I'm thinking, because I'm just like 80. That makes no fucking sense. And then she's like, "Oh, this is the program I use to manage the check scanner, and it's a web GUI." I'm like, okay, so the check
Hmm.
scanner is using port 80 to contact the web GUI. QuickBooks is using port 80 to send the files. So they would both show up to some retard IT who doesn't know what they're talking about as using port 80. Okay, I'm understanding what's going on now, but I'm not sure why changing the port being used by the check scanner or QuickBooks would actually fix anything. It's not like you
Uh,
lock the port in and it can't be used for anything else, unless that's how it works on Macs. I don't fucking
because
know.
Mac.
I hate them.
My only answer is because Mac.
Yeah,
I don't
probably.
fucking know. It shouldn't.
But
It should not work like that. But it's a Mac, so
yeah,
assume the most
exactly.
retarded answer.
Exactly. I'm just like, maybe it works like that on Macs. Who the fuck knows? But I am so fucking crossover square. Okay. All right, gentlemen. The fanfic tonight will be a crossover for
Oh, here we go.
Cyberpunk.
Oh no.
No.
So we meander our way. I think it's under games, right? Cyberpunk.
Yes. Well, I don't know. Did they split it into games and anime for the anime?
92 stories? It's gotta be. There's no way that Cyberpunk has only 92 stories.
You know, considering just how. Wait, are you on FFN?
Yeah, of course.
Uh,
No, I decided to randomly go somewhere else. Yeah, no, Cyberpunk Edge Runners is split.
okay.
Hmm.
No, I know FFN was having issues earlier today, last night. Ooh.
Wait, what the fuck? Oh, I turned the mature filter on and we got 3 times the stories. Oh,
That
Oh,
that that sounds about right.
yeah, it
there
sounds
you
about
go.
right. So yeah,
So
we're doing
yeah,
crossover, crossover.
I try to log in, for instance, I get 503. Please alert the admins if this persists.
That's funny. I'm fine. Yeah. No, I'm browsing like a badass.
Like I said, they've been having issues with certain things all day since
I'm
last
sure.
night,
I'm sure.
actually.
When does FFN not fuck up?
mm, mm,
Yeah.
special holidays.
Um. Maybe.
Yeah, they're
Maybe.
X'd out.
Yeah. So, we'll start off in the Edge Runner section because it's a little bit smaller, a little bit shorter, and we'll meander our way into the 2077 section. I think it's gonna be an easy night, gentlemen. I think it's good. Adam Smasher, but has tits.
That sounds familiar. Oh, that's on QQ.
It's on
Who's the author?
QQ as well, yeah. Entropy Eternality.
Yep.
Yeah. Fem insert into Edge Runner with Adam Smasher and a desire to surpass Adam Smasher.
That's dumb.
Minor gamer system. That's okay. Well, I'm sure
That's
it's gonna be
really dumb.
fucking terrible. Also, go ahead
So
and
we can
mark
mark
off
off.
gamer.
Oh, hang on, I gotta actually.
Hooray.
I don't have my sheet pulled up today.
Oh, did we start with a pre-stream sign-out, or?
Nope,
No.
nope, not this time.
Damn.
Not this time.
Don't sit there
No,
and
this
sound
time,
offended, Fine. You're consistent in doing this.
this time it's a massive, massive L from Nosehair.
What the nose
Gargantuan L.
do?
Yeah, but those don't count.
I know, but it's still a gargantuan L from Nosehair. I would just like to point out, man tried to like fucking clap on me in DMs. Um, wouldn't post the picture when he said, "Let's bring this to the main server."
Was that the Ruby thing?
Yeah, that's the Ruby thing, because he's a fucking coward and he knows I'm right.
Yeah, no. Ruby looks great with that.
Yeah, just give her a fucking wolf cut. It's that's too powerful. Like Callie with a wolf cut was fucking crazy. Let me see if I can pull up Callie with a wolf cut. Oh yeah, here we go. Callie with a wolf cut. Like I said, fucking damn.
Yeah, it looks great. I mean, it's not far off from Ruby's standard cut.
That's what I'm
anyway.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it just looks a little longer, a little more shaggy. Looks
Yeah,
great.
effectively, yeah. Put that put that on Ruby. Unlimited power.
I mean, about the only way you can get better with that is, hang on.
You know what? Of all times, I don't have gamer system on my bingo card.
Right?
Yeah.
No, I don't have it either. I could find a.
Honestly, I've got like the perfect diagonal bingo with
I think it's
system OOC V2 and unlabeled crossover. I'm just like, I swear to God, if I
oof.
don't get these, because we're in the cyberpunk section of all fucking sections tonight.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I gotta fucking cross my fingers for Harry Potter or Naruto crossover in tonight's stream to get those. It'd be really
This
hard.
cut.
Um.
Long,
I mean,
shaggy,
it's all right.
super long, shaggy hair.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. I think it will. I think it would look good on her. Yeah. It's just, I don't know. I think the pixie wolf cut works better on Ruby.
It does work. It really does.
Yeah. Speaking of fan fiction, though, that fan animation for Ice Queen Snow Eclipse Rim Tidings, whatever the
That
fuck they're
was
calling
Oh,
it,
yeah.
that was good.
So
that was good.
I I was bothered by the fact that whoever did the 3D modeling has clearly not researched how to do a proper anime face in 3D.
Why?
Yeah, no, I will say
Oh,
when the angles hit them,
so
it was that was rough.
the front of the face is they made the front of the face flat.
Yeah,
Anime
yeah,
style 3D still keeps basic face anatomy intact
yeah,
so that it still looks good at like 99% of the angles, which is how
Oh,
most human,
so
which is what the average human face does.
yeah.
Um, Hang on, I've actually got I've got one pulled up because I was doing some research on some topology, and I will.
I
I'm just
I
gonna I'm gonna do
feel
a
funny from the side.
I feel like of all issues with that show, I feel like that's the easiest issue to fix for
yeah.
them because
This is a
that's
side
pretty much just
profile.
like pulling their face out, right?
Yeah,
I
well,
didn't even
it's
notice.
literally anime style face is still just a normal human face that's been stylized to not focus
In the
on like
anime. Oh
cheekbones
no.
and jawline. There's not a lot of
Yeah,
emphasis on that.
yeah.
Like even from the
But
side angle, which
yeah,
they
yeah,
did in the
it's
show a
good,
couple
yeah.
times, this still looks
Oh
good
god, from the side it was
because
so fucking bad.
it follows
Yeah, that looks
basic
great.
it
It
follows
was
basic
so
human
bad.
anatomy. As for the fight scene, Yang's section was the best, and it wasn't
Yeah,
because of what they were doing with Yang, it was because the camera work was
yeah,
really fucking good.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Those
Ruby's section
angles
was
in
obviously the
movement.
weakest. Because I mean, any time you know, like, see, this is what I'm talking about with the scythe thing. This is why I'm fucking so obnoxious about the scythe thing. Is that writing a book where your character uses a scythe and you just leave it up to the imagination of the reader to fill in the blanks of how the fuck that works is way easier than animating it because when you animate it, you actually have to basically um, do it.
You have
And
to
Uh,
contend with the fact that a scythe is a terrible fucking weapon, and you have to contend with animating that thing.
and it doesn't
I will say
work.
Monty did a good job of that. That somehow Monty pulled it off.
um,
Well, that's because Monty lived and breathed fight choreography.
that
Yes.
no, what it's more because Monty didn't animate it as a
So
scythe. He animated it as a bow staff.
yeah, well, that's the secret. Like, take a look at how Soul Eater animated that stuff. D- Pick any solid series that has animated fight scenes where someone's using a scythe. Usually they're treating it as a pole arm, and the blade's just kind of there as an extra counterweight.
It doesn't seem
Yeah,
like it has weight when they swing it.
No, no, it does. Like, Soul Eater does a really good job of, like, there are times where she swings the back of the scythe blade, and it hits like a weight because it's weighted.
yeah, yeah.
So they mostly
That
just
Um,
kind of have her beat people,
yeah.
and then
See, that's what I'm saying.
occasionally cuts them.
Yeah, trying to because what they did obviously it was they tried to animate Ruby swinging the scythe and harvesting the Grim, and it kind of just doesn't work unless you're doing it as a finisher. It just doesn't work in the flow of combat animation. Um, I mean that's really why I dislike it so much because then you're less likely to see animation of Ruby fighting. And that's what I mean, even with Monty, we that's exactly what we saw happen. Ruby was constantly using like it was basically we were getting snapshots of where Ruby's scythe was placed whenever she would fire the gun part or cuz she was either twirling it or she was in her semblance or we're panning off screen when she's fighting something and I mean, it just really shows when you do a fan animation. It's really showing when they're trying to do a spotlight on Ruby's fight section, and it just looks like dog shit.
Yeah,
yeah, man,
that is
her
unfortunate.
whole her semblance section was
Whew, that was
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
bloody
rough
bullshit.
because
Yeah.
the semblance is flashy, it's fast, it's borderline weightless, as in the with the way Monty animated it,
You,
and
you know
theirs
what's
was slow, meandering, and just like,
yeah.
what did, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
you know what's
no,
actually
there's
crazy?
color more along the lines of later seasons where they show her in the blobby form, and it does look a lot slower than it originally did.
No, he is right about that.
Oh, I know.
But
I
you
wasn't
know what's
happy when they
crazy?
did that there either.
Fair.
Unreal 5 would actually take care of that issue, and where you could still have the main animation be the red black tornado, but you would literally
Yeah.
just apply a rose petal effect to basically a rose petal aura to the model, and you would just let Unreal 5 auto animate the rose petals instead of having to try and animate each rose petal as you would have to in Maya
And it
or
just created a trail of petals all
No,
yeah.
over.
Yeah. No,
no,
you
Sneaky,
can
but
auto animate that in
yes, Sneaky, it's called
oh shit.
particle emitters, and it goes hand in hand with the basic physics systems they all have. They all have.
Oh
So
well,
Blender
you
would
know,
have
that's
you
the
still
roughest
interesting.
time with
add
it,
a
but
general
that's because
particle.
Blender's a jack of all trades.
That's okay, that
So you can
explains
still
why I
add a
would
particle effect, and it'll do it.
Yeah,
I mean, I know particle effects work
you.
in Blender in terms of lighting. I didn't realize you could also add like something physical like rose petals.
Oh yeah, you could also set it so that they either stick around or they disappear over time,
Mm,
which is what Monty did with some. Like some rose petals
yeah.
would still be around, but not
So you can
that many.
understand my confusion when Rooster Teeth apparently didn't know that was an option in Blender.
They didn't use Blender; they swapped to Maya, I think.
Or
Once
Maya,
Yeah,
Monty
they
but
left.
well,
they swapped
either
to
way.
something.
That's 100% going to be an option somewhere in Maya because it's Maya. It's specialized explicitly for 3D animation stuff and
Yeah, well, you can
particle
you can
arrays and
understand
emitters and all
my
that.
my
We'll go into in a
assumptions
minute.
being incorrect then when the company that is making the property didn't use it.
Yeah, I'm not real sure why they did it that way.
Yeah.
Because they
In
didn't know what
fact,
the fuck they were doing.
Yeah, I mean,
let me.
yeah, we all know that now.
Oh, hey, look, 7-year-old tutorial video creating particle omni emitters in Maya. It's an omnidirectional emitter too, which means it's just gonna spray that shit in literally 360 degrees every axis.
Amazing.
In fact, Maya has a section about their emit in particle system
Right.
to create
Yeah.
smoke, fire, fireworks, rain, and similar objects. And guess what? Those similar objects are going to include you just being like, I've modeled a dozen rose petals, and now I will
Pink
make them
flower petals.
randomly generate at different times. I'm not I'm not too sure why they weren't making use of systems that have been
That's crazy.
innate in 3D models modeling
Because
software
they're
for
stupid and
a long
wouldn't even
time.
read a tutorial. Like,
You
Because
know
they
what? That's
hired the
probably true.
cheapest fuckers they could find.
but even
Yeah.
the cheapest fuckers you can find should have been able to read.
Well, no.
Or
See,
getting
here's the
paid to
problem.
read.
You know what it was? It wasn't the cheapest fuckers they could find because obviously the company went out of business because they were somehow losing money on everything.
We
Uh,
know what that money went towards.
it, well, that's what I'm saying. It wasn't the cheapest fuckers they could find. It was half nepotistic hires of all of their friends, and
Mhm.
then the rest of them were the cheapest fuckers they could.
Yep.
Hooray.
I mean that happens to every single fucking company these days. It's absolutely crazy. Patreon's another great example of that, where they just hired all their friends, gave them bogus jobs, jacked their salaries up to $250,000 a year, and then we're like, oh fuck, we're losing money. How is this possible? Quick,
We were
let's
printing
steal
money.
more
What
money.
happened?
Yeah, quick, let's steal more
Dude.
money from our customer base to pay off our investors. Oh my god, why is all of our customers leaving? I don't understand. How could this
Do they
happen?
do they really not see what they're doing, or do
No,
they just
no,
not
they
care?
no, they really did not understand. No, it was like they see the thing is what they were doing was fraud.
Yeah.
So if they knew what they were doing, if they understood what they were doing in terms of why are they losing money, I feel like they probably wouldn't commit the fraud.
Well, they still wanted to commit the fraud anyway.
But no, that's what I'm saying is like if they actually understood why they were losing money, because it would be really simple to not lose money.
It'd be really easy to just stop committing fraud.
Yeah, because like one of those
Crazy,
lends you up in
crazy
jail.
fact. A crazy accounting fact. You can,
Yeah,
in fact, at any time, just stop committing fraud.
yeah, you're
Yeah,
not being
but
forced.
then they couldn't give their families money.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying is that you know they were caught between a rock and fraud.
But like, see, that's just it. Like, if you just stop committing, right? Okay, assuming that you have been competently cooking your books to get away with the
That's a bold
fraud.
assumption.
Well, I mean, they were getting away with fraud for quite some time, so they were at least semi-competently cooking those books.
Actually, turns out they weren't competently cooking the books at all. Basically, what they were doing is they were just going around in these major parties, and they were finding more. What's that term for really stupid investor? Um,
Venture capitalists?
venture
No,
capitalists. Yeah,
angel investors.
No, no, no.
no, venture
They're
capitalists.
all idiots, but venture capitalists are a special kind of dumb.
Yeah, they were finding venture capitalists to give them funding so they could then scam half of it for themselves and then give the other half to the previous investors to make it look like they were a profitable company.
That's what we call a Ponzi scheme, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
It looks
Quite
Which
like
is
a
literally,
fraud.
the
pyramid.
textbook definition of it.
Yeah, yeah. And eventually they ran out of venture capitalists to milk. And then they were like, "Oh shit! Oh fuck! How do we prove that we're still a viable company?" So then they, of course, began to mine their user base for money, and it
We'll just
turns
steal money
out
from our
that
users.
that makes you lose users. Yeah. Um,
Hmm.
because they don't have to use your service. It turns out.
Well, why do you think everybody's moving to fucking subscribe star and other services? It's, well, part of it is that, yes. The other part is the blatant censorship on the fact of, well, anything remotely lewd, but also anything remotely controversial or political.
Well, no, see that's another thing. It's not anything remotely lewd. It's anything remotely lewd that isn't to the sexual preferences of the people banning you. Because
Yeah.
there's plenty of lewd
True.
shit still on Patreon. Yeah, there's plenty of gay furry porn on Patreon still. There's plenty of gay furry child porn on Patreon still. Um,
Remember, they established a rule that said for any lewd content, you have to have express written
yeah,
permission from everyone involved.
yeah,
And for a while there, they were saying, yes, this also includes animated characters or
yeah,
entirely fictional characters.
yeah, yeah. I have to make sure to include a panel in all the porn I draw where my character says I consent to this. You know, me drawing them saying this because
You can't
somehow
do
that
that because they can't
manifests
consent.
consent. I'm reminded of the porn VN game that got shut down because there was a child in the game. Not porn of the child. There's a child character in the porn game. I
Oh,
mean,
so
I still feel like that's a little bit.
Like they
like
were
you
like
gotta
it,
go in the
it was
Blue
like basically a
Archive.
standard VN with like some porn stuff in it, but there was nothing wrong or inappropriate done with the
Yeah, I mean,
character.
like,
It
it.
just existed in the game, and they decided to ban it because there was children. That's it.
Yeah, that sounds right.
No, nothing dodgy or wrong, which is kind of funny. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Patreon.
Like, because, like, to me, like, if you just happen to be making, if your story happens to have porn and
I
is a visual novel, and like it's a
I no
mother.
I think specifically in this case, I believe that's actually to do with U.S. law, where
How
it
do you
like that's
figure?
why you never see children in a porn video. Like not just like oh it's a single mother. It's like I'm assuming. Correct me if I'm wrong, sign. You got some single mothers in those porn videos, or air quotes single mothers,
I
but
don't
you
know.
never actually see or hear the kid in the porn video.
I mean,
And
on amateur shit, you could, I guess. I don't know. I don't watch normal porn. It helps me
yeah,
feel.
oh well,
Tell
that's
us,
the least
Sign,
surprising
what
thing you've
is
ever
it that
said.
that gains your interest? Is it the
Hentai.
fuda? Is it the furry?
It's it's Fox Girl hentai. I love Wakamo.
Of course,
Touch
of course.
fluffy tail.
Yeah, indeed. But yeah, no, as
I
I'm
have,
saying,
listen. There was a small bit of respect for you, hanging on by its bloody fingernails from the cliff.
yeah.
Was
It
a
just let go.
mistake. That was a mistake on your part.
What's wrong with
Honestly,
Wakamo?
I think Atten is lying for the bit.
Yeah,
I
I don't think
respected the
he
man
ever had
because he was a
respect
respect
for
for
you.
competent writer.
Uh,
Why?
maybe.
What does my choice in
You
viewing material have to do with my writing ability? Absolutely nothing.
No, you're right, but I was like, surely there's a
well,
at least
I,
minimally respectable, talented individual in there.
What? What does that have to do with his porn choice?
Exactly.
He picked a furry. That's where my respect went.
Well, no. Hold your fucking horses.
Do we need to get the
Hold
chart
on.
out?
Yes.
Actually, no. The
Yes,
chart does
you
support him.
do.
The
You
the
do
yeah,
need
no,
chart
to get
the
does
the chart
support
out.
him.
what
Yeah,
did you
Wakamo
think he
is a
meant,
rank 2
Atten?
furry.
That is
Which
not even
which
a
point
rank
of the
2. That's 1.
I want to
He's
know
No,
on
it's
the
a rank
point
2.
of the
chart.
chart. I
If
want to
she
know
has
which point of
tail.
the chart Atten thought he was talking about.
He's
She has
on
a
the chart,
tail and
therefore he is
ears.
guilty.
She
That's
has a
not how
tail and
that
ears. That is
works.
15% or less. It is perfectly fine. That is a
Yeah.
kimono mimi. That is fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. You're a genetically engineered cat girl.
Yes, exactly. Except Fox Girl in this case. But
Yes.
still.
But yeah, no. I think it's just a case of in that specific instance, you just don't include children in content that has porn in it. I think that's like a legal thing. Not even like it's child porn. Just no, you don't include child characters in content.
Yeah, I
that
mean, like, I
contains-
kind of get it, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of an exception. And I really don't want to bring up Stephen King in literature.
well, no, but we're not talking about literature. We're talking about
I know.
Literature's a bit different.
That's why I didn't want to bring it up. I didn't want to muddy the waters.
Yeah. I think it's specifically a
Visual thing.
stature for visual. Yeah. I think that's specifically Anyway, so yeah, cyberpunk story, gamer stuff. Let's see how terrible it is. Probably terrible, really terrible. But let's see how
Stop.
terrible.
Please stop putting it in there. Like, there's exactly one cyberpunk gamer story I want to read,
Yeah,
and that's Ghost in the City.
that's fair. That's fair.
I'm not interested in that one.
Really
It just didn't do anything for me.
interesting. Of all stories, I thought you would hate.
Stories,
Not one of them.
most cyberpunk stories don't interest me. Uh,
That's fair.
Silence did, but that was really good though. So.
Yeah. Well, that's also because Silent.
And because it was a Tanya story.
That's true. But
Oh.
is what it is. Anyway, so Jericho, our POV, being a scav, is better than what most Night City imagined. Oh, sure. You're often looked at with raw disgust, and often
As you
even
should
a
be.
kill on sight from the likes of the Tiger Claws and even Maelstrom members at the very least. You do tend to earn a lot of eddies. That's a really
Most
awkwardly structured sentence. I don't like that sentence.
No.
Also, Maelstrom members are literally scavs. They are the biggest group of scavs.
No,
Scavs
no,
being scavengers.
No, not all of them are scavs.
Does
No,
sneaky sound different?
No.
The fuck?
No. Maelstrom are reverse scavs. See, scavs kidnap you to rip your shit out to sell you by parts on the black market. Maelstrom will kidnap you to put shit into you because they find it funny.
I mean,
Ugh.
they'll also rip
They
it
do a
back
little
out.
bit of both. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure, they'll rip it back out, yeah. But they also find it funny to, like, stuff someone full of cyberware that conflicts with itself. And
Oh, yeah.
then they go cyber psycho and they're like, oh, ha, 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 that's funny.
Or remove somebody's face and replace it with metal. It's just
Yeah. stuff
Or
like
if they go only
Nerdy.
kind of crazy, they go, "Hey, new gang member."
Basically.
Yeah, true.
So anyway, enough eddies that the boss could afford to splurge on a seriously nice quadra. How to rank the scav, to be frank, the scavs should be seen as the Robin Hoods of the cyber era, where we rob the cyberware from rich corpo gonks and sell them cheaper. Yeah, except you're not targeting the rich, you're targeting everyone.
No, because the rich have security. You're targeting the poor explicitly, or the dead.
Sometimes both.
Yeah.
Generally making the poor dead and targeting them.
Yeah. We're the only way for the poor good-for-nothing masses to reach cyberwares. They should be thanking us. I mean, also, generally, you don't want to deal with a Ripper doc that is dealing with scavs because they might just decide to sell you to the scavs while they have you under.
True.
Sell your information to the scavs and claim innocence.
I leaned backwards, watching the ad-filled hollow TV above me with nothing better to do. Boss and the techies are still tinkering away with their latest catch, some shitty petrochem middle manager. So shit of a manager that his underlings decided to contact us with an opportunity to off him. So wait, a middle manager, but he doesn't have a trauma team?
I mean,
Exactly. Everyone from management typically has a trauma team.
Now, hang on a second.
No. If he's not, if he doesn't have a trauma team response, then upper management wanted to off him.
No,
Well,
not
no,
necessarily true. Hang on a second. Right, the very first mission of 2077, it is possible to block the trauma team transmission.
Okay, yeah, true. You can hack
That's
someone.
fair. But we also never see that happen again.
Which is fucking weird. You'd figure it'd be happening all the damn time.
I mean,
Yeah,
presumably
especially with all
it's
of the scav dens.
like presumably it's something that's not easy to do. Like
Yeah.
I
Actually,
would
I take it
honestly
back.
believe it to be possible
There,
only because like if you know it's there, then you can get the stuff ready to grab it. Otherwise, if you're just grabbing random shitters,
Mm.
well,
Or
there is one
or it's
more
expensive or something.
mission. Oh, it's very fucking expensive. But no, there is one more mission where they have rich people that are kidnapped, and they are doing shit to them, and it's implied but never outright addressed that the trauma team response was blocked somehow. The signal was blocked or fucking something. Like you stumble across this through some random fucking coincidence, basically.
Trauma team can't do anything for a shotgun lobotomy. Yes, you're correct. However, depending on the trauma team package that you have, they also include body retrieval.
Yep.
So they will fuck you up regardless. But that's not all of them.
Yeah, they generally
Uh,
hot, and if you fuck with them, they send max tack.
yeah,
and
no,
their,
they
I do know also their highest level canonically does include like resurrection nanites. So unless their head is
Yeah, but
well and
it's
truly splattered,
not gonna fix a shotgun lobotomy like you said. But
yeah,
if they blew your heart out, you've still got maybe 20 minutes to prevent serious brain death that nanites couldn't theoretically bring back.
yeah, yeah. But yeah. Anyway, um, let's see. So who are we to say? Nab the fucker right out of the wreck of his car. Bliat, we got more company. A merc, heavily armed. Can't tell the gender. Our netrunner said. Can't tell what chrome he has either. Carrying an LMG. That caused me to stop watching the hollow above me. A merc, probably for the petrochem. Shit. Guess the incompetence gene doesn't run in the family. What?
huh?
Grabbing a revolver, a Buria because daddy likes firepower. Well, no, you would grab a revolver because they're chromed up. But anyway. I strode up behind a wall, peeking over the edge to get at the closed-look door at the outside. Others did the same. Cammy was right beside the door with a shotgun at the ready, Denise in the back with a precision rifle, Carmine beside me with his copperhead AR. We readied for this merc's arrival. Though the camera outside the apartment, our netrunner could tell exactly where the merc was doing. He just stopped by the door, Carmine. Get ready. He's raised his LMG. Cammy! The explosions were all that came after. A hole was torn open in the wall. Blasts of concrete and rebar went flying, and Cammy was caught in the blast. She didn't even have time to scream, as all that was left of her was torso, which felt like matchsticks fell to the ground. Oh shit, I raised the Buria just as the door was kicked open. With the merc locked down through the Buria's iron sights, I squeezed the trigger and felt the tiny gun's immense kickback as it fired. The Buria's not fucking tiny at all, goddamn! Bro, that's like the size of a fucking monster can.
Yeah, bro, the Buria is horrifyingly large.
It's a hand cannon.
Literally.
No, it's not just a hand cannon. It is a
I'm
hand
pretty sure
cannon
it-
designed for borged up motherfuckers to kill borged up motherfuckers.
Well,
Yeah.
it's also a classic Russian design of this gun will literally live through everything and still fire.
Yeah.
There's no way that's the real name There is no way that's his real name. What the fuck?
What?
I'm posting this in news. I just saw this flash on my screen. There's no way that's his real name.
Navy thing?
Yeah, the Navy thing.
Well, they are renaming it off of that, so
Yeah. But I'm more saying like, there's no way that's the guy's original name.
Probably.
it might actually be.
Come on, that's like being a gay person named Slurpy Butto.
Shut the fuck up.
Do you not know the tale of Slurpy Butto?
I don't want to know the lore of Slurpy Butto.
This ain't fucking Rick and Morty, okay?
No. do you
that
not
is the
know
name out of,
about the AI?
out of Rick and
About
Morty.
the AI invented character Slurpy Butto?
Ara's
No,
asking you to stop.
No.
Basically, when Google first rolled out Gemini, Gemini invented 2 gay characters to insert into Star Wars when someone asked the question, are there gay characters in Star Wars?
Oh, right. I remember that.
And Gemini just invented 2 characters, one called Slurpy Butto and his boyfriend Dr. Gay or something like that.
You're gay.
Yeah.
Jesus. Google.
Yeah. It's just like, guys.
I mean, are we sure this thing's not at least partly sentient? Because it seems to have a sense of humor.
Well, it's kind of like the straight man of humor, you know? Huh. Arn has just in fact hit me with an age bomb. With it now being June 3rd, we are closer to 2050 than 2000.
What?
Oh, neat.
Now that it's June 3rd, we are closer to the year 2050 than we are to 2000.
I don't feel good. How old am I? Oh, God.
70.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, time just keeps flying faster, doesn't it? Anyway.
The times they are changing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm slipping into the future.
Bang! The Buria echoed like a small explosive inside the apartment. That's 'cause it is!
That's because it is!
The Buria echoed like a gun inside of an apartment.
Honestly, it's not even that small of an explosion.
Motherfucker!
Fuck, it knocked me onto my ass as well. Okay, why do you have a Buria you can't fire or don't know how to fire?
It would not congratulations, it would not knock you on your ass. You don't have to worry about that. No, it would just break your wrist, your hand, and likely your nose and possibly your forehead as well.
I mean, no, it could knock him on his ass if he put all of his stance into upper body weight management, where it would shock against his body, and then because he didn't put any of his stance into lower body weight management, instead of it distributing the shock into the ground, it instead sent him backwards.
There's not enough recoil in the world in a pistol to do that. Even a pistol.
Well, this pistol's firing. This pistol's firing a 500, bro.
Look, a 50
500 caliber.
not a 50 Deagle, a legitimate 50 caliber rifle round cut down in a SPR will not fucking do that. We've seen people fire that shit just walking. It no. Oh god damn it.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah. Actually, it was
Yep.
worse.
Oh,
My bad.
well,
I was remembering the better version that I can say on Twitch, and not the
yeah.
reality.
Hmm.
Damn,
That's
even
a big
taking
old
pot shots
bullet,
with
but
time.
that is not as big as a 50 rifle round, a 50 BMG round.
No, it's not. It's not firing a 50 BMG. It's firing a 500. But that's, I mean, and that's as close as we're gonna
Not
get.
gonna knock you on your ass.
Yes,
Yeah.
the 500 caliber when you hate your fucking wrist.
Well, no, the 500
True.
caliber I think is a that's an elephant gun round. It's 500 Weatherby.
Smith and Wesson.
Yeah, like I said, you hate your wrist.
When you hate your wrist and everyone within 30 yards of your wrist.
Fuck you,
500
fuck my
SW
wrist, and fuck my
mag.
shoulder.
Okay. Yeah, that's. Yeah, it's for the 500 X-frame revolver. It is for a real revolver, yes. Now let's see if I can find 100 Weatherby Magnum. Here we go.
Hmm. 4-shot revolver. Yeah, it probably uses like a 500.
Them's rookie numbers. You gotta up that shit to 24 round revolver and 500. The real fuck you and everything behind you button.
Oh, a 24-round revolver. Like
The fuck you
this?
say?
I was being absurd, and apparently a 24 round
this?
revolver.
Like this is how you do a 24-round revolver, right?
No.
That's how revolvers work, right?
I was actually thinking of exactly that.
No, that is not
I'm like,
real.
what's the most absurd revolver design I can think of? Oh yeah, that abomination.
So fucking cursed. What in the fuck?
Bioshock was on
bullshit.
something.
The best part is there is no reason to get that upgrade. The revolver reload is so fast you can just reload in 2 seconds.
Yeah, it's so pointless. It's the last upgrade I get.
I don't even get the upgrade sometimes, honestly.
Well, I mean, it's because of the power to the people. If you actually like hit every machine, like you actually have more power to people machines than you have upgrade slots.
No, you have the exact amount.
Really? Because I remember like encountering power to people machines later. Oh no, it was the last level. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Anyway, point being is
you have
typically
the exact amount, but you basically have 1 extra because no one ever buys that upgrade.
Yeah. I mean, I just did it just because, and I was like, oh my god, I hate this.
Understandably.
Which is funny, because the other upgrade for the pistol is fucking amazing, because you get anti-personal rounds, and it's just like, I can one-shot 95% of splices.
Yeah, it's insane!
It's like, I don't have the crossbow yet, how do I kill things in 1 shot? Yes. Anti-personal round. Bang.
Anti-personnel round, yes.
500,
anti-personnel, whatever.
No, I'm gonna shoot
nitro.
you. I'm gonna shoot you with the anti-personality round.
Oh, is that what they use in Germany?
He already caught himself with that.
I was listening to EFAP talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier the other day. It's baffling how one of the largest companies in the world can hire writers that have about as much sense as your average teenager on Wattpad. Well, fun fact, they're hiring teenagers off of Wattpad. They are trying to tell a story about capitalism and resource distribution in a world where half the people suddenly disappear. then were brought back 5 years later in other world-shattering events. Yet this world somehow conveniently mirrors our own somehow. Like, it's one thing to try to be a hack when trying to write something about complex topics like time travel. It's another thing to fail even basic shit. Actually, it's surprising. Getting basic shit right is even harder than complex shit like time travel. Because with time travel, well, no, not just that. With time travel and other like shit like multiverse and space travel and other shit like that, there's a lot of suspension of disbelief built into the topics already, and so culturally you are more accepting when someone's like, "Oh, well, it kind of works like this," and you're like, "All right, fair enough." But with basic shit, what? Yeah.
I was gonna say everyone who writes for the Marvel movies is like writing off of different scripts. And so they were just like, "Oh, just write what you know," and everyone's like, "Oh, because that means the real world is much so similar to the Marvel world. Oh, I'll just write real world politics into this." With,
well,
like,
that's the other reason.
Not realizing that the entire half of the human population suddenly disappearing would cause some issues.
Yes, would cause major issues.
The reappearing would cause even more issues because you go from, all right, economy collapsed once, and then it got back up on its feet, and then we suddenly have double the population. Congrats, we're in a new, even worse collapse.
Yeah,
we just hit hyperinflation. Like,
we would hit hyperinflation so fast. There would be the fact that the Avengers are gone as well. There would be so much shit happening. You would see a reemergence of Hydra like you would never believe.
Not just Hydra, just a general warlordism of people securing food and water, because now they no longer have a stable supply chain. Like, you would have warlordism springing up everywhere. Countries would absolutely shatter along factional lines. You wouldn't even need Hydra.
Yeah,
people say,
honestly, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if someone shot off some nukes of saying, like, "Oh shit, half the people are going, the end of the world's happening, nuke them!"
Well, it's like, who's gonna
pop off and fire a nuke?
Here's the thing as well. They'll be like, who the hell is gonna stop me? The Avengers are dead.
Yeah, well, not only that, I mean, tons of, religious people as well. They'd be like, "Oh, the rapture just happened. Oh, this just happened. Oh, either we're in heaven or hell now, or something." There's tons of.
Sneaky is entirely correct. There would be so many people who would go, "Oh, well, half the population just disappeared. Definitely the rapture. Oh, and I didn't go."
Yeah, so time to start killing people.
You would see death cults so fast.
Yep.
You would see people, there was just like the one thing in the toilet saying Thanos was right. Bro, you would not see one thing in a toilet. You would see people spray painting that shit.
Yeah.
But, so anyway, point being is that basically, it's really easy to get basic shit wrong, because, well, you're trying to tell a movie, and...
We could just do like 3 different podcasts tonight saying how bad the Marvel writing is.
True. We could almost, like, take a pause every single frame.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway... How do you think they would feel if we started a podcast called Take a Pause at Every Frame? Tap Faye.
No, you'd never
if they did release once or twice, they'd probably take it as a good joke.
You're working your way through one movie.
True. Well, I mean, that's basically what happens when EFAP. It's like 18-hour podcasts.
Jesus.
I don't know how people... Yeah, I don't know what jobs they have, and I don't know how people watch them. And I don't mean that in an insulting way. I mean, like, I'm looking at these fucking EFAP things, and they're like, "Yeah, this is EFAP of this one episode, part 3. This is our third 12-hour stream."
Yeah,
like,
streaming is their job. They're getting paid money for that.
I'm sorry, what is EFAP?
Every Frame of Pause. It's a collection of ReactTubers and
so subhumans.
And content streamers who previously played video games, but then had a big enough audience where they could stop playing video games and just talk about shit to, gain money. And they all got together because they were friends and decided to make a podcast where they obnoxiously go over basically every single frame, because originally when they were doing these sort of podcasts before it became an official podcast, they were like watching segments of shows and movies, and they were getting hit with copyright strikes because the people involved didn't like them. So they said in response, fuck you, YouTube. We're going to pause for at least 5 seconds after every single frame in this movie, but we're going to watch the movie anyway. And so every frame is going to have a pause.
I
Hence
see.
the podcast name. And then they filled the time in between each pause with a copious amount of content so no one could accuse them of not doing fair use.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as much as they react to stuff, they do put in a lot of time just talking about shit. So they do.
And now I will say they are generally correct, and I do generally agree with a lot of their opinions when it comes to commentary on the creative directions and stylistic usages of various styles and methods in the media they review. That being said, I don't watch them because I don't have time to watch a 12-hour fucking stream because I have a job.
Yes.
The Sneaky quits immediately once Guru restreams and now does 12-hour streams.
How did you know?
Because I know you. I caught your ass in
everyone's
4K
plan.
asking about wolf haircuts.
Caught my ass. I literally did everything but broadcast it from the hill.
And he never said he was wrong.
Except he was right about the wolf haircut.
Well, I mean, I didn't say he was
I was
wrong.
also right. Exactly. But the other thing EFAP does is they tend to have guests on from, the wide ranges of the internet. Like they had Shadiversity on one time. They had they've had pretty much everyone but like I think they even had Keemstar on one time and shit. Like they pretty much get everyone to come on and talk about something at some point.
I mean, getting people to diss on Marvel is pretty fucking easy.
Oh yeah, very easy, very easy. It makes for a great conversation starter. And then they kind of,
It's like-
obviously being a 12-hour stream, they definitely meander away, much like us. Only they do it longer.
It's like,
Because,
it's popular, and then also they fuck up, like, constantly.
But yeah, no, like, anyway, so point being is that it's really easy to fuck up basic shit, because basic shit, everyone knows basic shit, but no one thinks about basic shit until someone tells you something basic that's wrong, right? So it's like, no one thinks about how the sky's blue. Everyone just knows the sky's blue. And then someone says, hey, the sky's fucking green. And you're like, no, oh shit, it is.
Is it a storm? Is there a storm coming?
Right, but it's typically like someone pointing out basic shit makes everyone go, no, you're wrong instantly because it's something they know about, or can at least comprehend, even if they don't know the intricacies of it, such as basic logistics. They still would know, losing half the population, that would be like really bad, because then you wouldn't have people farming and driving trucks and workers, yeah.
Hello, Riley.
But anyway, yeah, so it's really easy, but the thing is that the creative writers fuck it up so easily, and don't even like make an attempt at trying to keep something relatively believable, is because they're ideologically captured and they're completely incapable of imagining a world that isn't exactly like the real one, and they're also completely incapable of imagining, and they're also completely incapable of any form of creativity.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, they're working for Hollywood. What'd you expect? Modern Hollywood, excuse me.
This
Like, it's
is
funny, they
what
basically
Sneaky would be
had,
like with
like...
different life choices.
What'd they post? Oh.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yep. 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 Yeah, no, that's 100%. That's not even me with different life choices. That was literally me. And then they stopped giving me new hires to explain shit to.
Wait, was that supposed to be a video?
Oh yeah, that was supposed to be a video. He doesn't know how to properly post videos. Yeah, let me fix that up for you. Yeah, it's supposed to be a video basically of the
Okay.
the classic. Hey, all right, so this is how you're supposed to do it. And now I'm going to tell you why no one does it this way and how you're supposed to do it to actually get it done.
Yes. This is the safe way. This is the way we do it, to get shit done.
And this is the way we do it when we're behind schedule.
Yes. Wait, we have 3 settings. When OSHA comes around, when we're on schedule, and when we're behind schedule.
I found out from a
Now,
screenwriter, Tony, on YouTube, that most of the people who worked at Nick's Gas Sports and Slime Time are Harvard grads. Yeah, they're called Nepo hires. They got the job because they either sucked someone's dick, rubbed someone's dick, or were one of the people being sexually exploited. You know.
Unfortunate but true.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, you don't need Harvard graduation to be a screenwriter. You just need to watch a couple good movies and understand why they're good movies.
I mean, even that's difficult sometimes.
Oh, I never said it was easy. I'm just saying you don't need 4 years of institutionalized education to be able to write something competently. You just need to understand why good things are good. And that's a skill that can't be taught. That's a skill that you just you either have it or you don't.
Well, no, you can develop it. It just takes time and
Yeah, but you either have it or you don't.
Skill. Yeah.
Right, but you either like there is a threshold where you can either get the skill or you will never get the skill.
True. You need that minimum level of creativity.
Yeah.
The ability to have an inner monologue and rotate the apple helps.
Yeah. Well, it's something that people don't have, so.
Poor C8.
Hey, he's doing well. He's selling real estate.
C8.
He doesn't need to
Sure.
imagine anything.
I'm not knocking on C8, but
I am.
he doing good for himself?
Oh, he's doing great for himself. He's working for a retailer. It's a realtor.
Realtor.
Yeah, they buy a lot of foreclosed homes in the U.S. and then resell them after demolition or restructuring. So he's doing
He
perfectly
still
fine.
lives in Brazil, but he's
Yeah,
making
yeah,
American dollars.
yes.
Oh, so
Don't
he's
think
living
about
like
it
a
too hard.
king.
He's making a lot of money. Yeah.
He's making bank.
Yeah.
Good for
So
him.
don't worry about C8. He found a job where he never has to imagine a thing.
Huh.
Mm.
Through nepotism. But, you know.
Well, I mean, at least he's putting it to good use.
Exactly.
At least he's not fucking off and not doing the work. It may be nepotism, but he is doing the work, right?
Yes, yeah, he is doing the work, yeah.
And competently. So there you go.
Yeah.
Sometimes nepotism isn't all that bad. Rarely, but
well, I mean,
it does
the
happen.
general idea with nepotism, the general idea is that if someone is good at their job, someone related to them is likely also going to be good at the job because they are related and they share the same genetics
They'll have
and
similar
upbringing.
qualities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the general idea behind the benefits of it. The obviously the negatives are in a low trust society where you're just out to extract resources. Yeah. In a high trust society, generally you would fire even the nepotistic hire because they aren't doing the job.
Yes.
But yeah. But anyway, let's see, what else? Where were we? Right, the gun exploded and shot him onto his ass. Right, I swear I'm gonna get gorilla arm next chance. Why would a gorilla arm mitigate the recoil of dropping you on your ass? Because you're such a fucking lightweight. Because it clearly wasn't a wrist issue. It dropped you on your fucking ass. Like, that's not a wrist issue. That's a stance issue.
Physics and
Yeah.
biomechanics.
Well, I think the author doesn't understand that in this instance. Rather than the silence that comes after a Buria shot, I hear more gunfire, LMG gunfire. Carmine didn't even have time to scream before he was disintegrated by the explosive rounds of the LMG. And then, like a monster, the LMG continued to travel.
What?
Ref, we got a traveling SMG, traveling HMG. Can I get a call
LMG?
here?
What?
It's an HLSMG. It's all versions of the MG combined into one.
Personal foul.
Okay. Yes.
I am incredibly confused. I'm, okay. Sweeping across the whole room like a scanner. So, like a monster, the LMG was like a scanner.
Huh?
Yes.
Oh, wait, does he mean scanners from the movie Scanners?
No, scanner as in radar.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not
I mean,
really sure where they're going with this metaphor. So, like a monster, the LMG traveled the room like a scanner.
okay. No. Panda Cross? Yes, Panda Cross.
Yeah, sweep
Not like
the
a monster,
room,
though.
but
Sweep
yeah.
the room. It sliced
Like a
the
monster, it sweep the room like a scanner.
No, I don't like it.
Yeah, no, obviously not.
That makes no sense.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I
I
think
stayed
he was
low,
He just said it very
staying
poorly.
underneath the LMG's crossfire. That's not what that is called.
Fucking excuse you?
Crossfire? What?
No.
That's not what that is called at all.
Huh? No.
Holy shit. Okay, so everyone can go ahead and mark off author knows fucking nothing.
Nice.
Because they are just throwing words out there like they mean something.
Ah, God damn it! I don't have that.
I also don't have that.
I do not
Damn.
either. Damn.
That sucks.
I think I rolled to the Harry Potter section, and we are in the way wrong section.
Yep, true. I stayed low, staying underneath the LMG's crossfire while quietly reloading the Buria. What do you mean quietly reloading the Buria? You fired
took
it
one
once.
shot!
Bro's hitting X after he's taken one shot. He got to reload.
Oh no, they're retarded.
Yeah?
Figuring this out.
No. They think the Buria has only one round because of the unique Buria you can get in 2077 that fires once, what with the damage of all 4 rounds.
I thought that one was explicitly said to be something like, it fires, but it squirts off all 4 rounds at the same time.
No, it fires once. It's got 1 bullet in the chamber.
Or it burst
Yeah,
time
no, it
is what I thought it did.
No, it is 1 single round. It's 1 giant fucking round.
Okay, so it's just what the fuck ever.
Yes.
Okay. That's
Yeah, Comrade's hammer.
It's not a revolver if it only shoots 1 fucking round. You dumb shits.
Well, no, it is because it's a heavily modified revolver. Like,
if it only shoots 1 round, it is literally a break action single shot.
I mean, it's basically just the opposite of the abomination we posted
you are
earlier.
correct. However,
yes, but sign, it is a modified revolver.
It expressly says the cylinder has been modified to hold a single explosive round.
Yes.
That turns it into a single shot break open, not a revolver, because the function of a revolver is to revolve and put more rounds in front of the hammer.
Sign.
Yes.
We are aware.
Anyway, point being is that no, this is not a sign, Alice. It's just sign being stupid and stupid and stupid. No, so anyway, I'm really glad that my 200 hours of Cyberpunk 2077 is coming in handy here, where I was able to instantly understand why the author's being retarded. You see, I have peered into the pool and I have divined the retardation from the ether.
That must have been really hard for you to do.
Yes, it was quite difficult.
It would have been more effective to take a single shot shotgun and saw it down into a pistol grip than to modify that fucking pistol.
Yes.
Yes, but shut up. This is funnier.
No. Do you have any idea what you'd have to replace on that pistol to get it to shoot a bullet that big? Oh.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
It
exactly.
hurts my head.
I know. That's what makes it great.
Not great.
So anyway, author's retarded and is confusing the unique weapon as the universal weapon because they're so retarded they've never used the Buria outside of the unique version. My heart pounded like cars in traffic.
What?
I swear to God, that's what it sounded like he said.
Arthur's retarded.
Arthur's retarded.
Hey, you be nice to Arthur. He's got to put up with his sister.
Arthur.
Well, then he shouldn't have married her.
Damn
Jesus Christ, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That
Look, it
wasn't
was
an
arm
LMG,
wrestle
that
or
was
not.
more like an autocannon.
No, an autocannon would not have that rate of fire.
Well, I mean, not only
Mm,
would it not
mm.
have that rate of fire, but the rounds would be far larger, which is what separates a heavy machine gun from an autocannon, is the size of the round.
An
Because
autocannon
even
is
the rate of
generally
fire, isn't
mounted.
it? Well, so is a heavy machine gun.
No, a 7.62 heavy machine gun's not mounted. It is man
7.62 is
portable.
not a heavy machine gun,
Yes,
my friend.
that is. Hang on.
A 7.62 round machine gun is a light machine gun.
No, it's 5.56. I thought.
So is 5.56. They're both considered squad
250
automatic
caliber,
weapons.
5.45 are considered light auto. Medium.
Do not contest me on my autism!
50 or larger are for heavy. Okay.
Do not step to me, sir!
But a 50 is man portable. You do want to use
Yeah.
a tripod or a bipod for it. But
Or,
it is
you
man
can be Mr. Halfcock and just, pop one off.
Well, if you're the size of Kentucky ballistics, you can do walking fire with it, yes.
Yeah.
You'll have to
I
really
still
lean
love the
into it.
fact that a guy named Halfcock was the guy who maintained the longest rifle shot ever performed for about 40 years, and he did it with a 50 BMG.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what the next one to replace it did it with, right?
Custom Canadian sniper rifle using also
Yeah,
a
I was
50
gonna say it was the
BMG.
Canadian, right?
Was it? No, I was pretty sure that was that 338 Lapua.
No, it was a Canadian.
Wasn't it?
It was a
Yeah.
Canadian using 50.
Core TX 4x32 AR 223 BDC rifle scope. Bullshit. Okay.
Do not step to me in my autism!
No, hang on. You'll see what I'm talking about when I post this. You'll see. This is pure fucking propaganda.
Uh-huh. Oh, no. I don't fucking care about Ukraine. I'm talking about the Canadian. And yeah, 2.56 mile shot, that's kind of ludicrous.
So we're gonna ignore that Ukraine bullshit. It is Canada.
Yeah.
They withheld his name. He's using a Macmillan Tech 50. What the fuck's a Macmillan
Yes!
Tech 50?
It's a specifically crafted anti-sniper sniper rifle.
Amazing.
Long range sniper weapon.
It is
law
composed of
enforcement.
fuck and you.
It's also basically a pipe with a stock.
That sounds cursed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's literally just a pipe and a stock.
I mean, it's a fucking.
Are we talking about the shitty pipe bombs now?
No,
I'm talking about Canada's fucking firearm.
Oh, what the fuck? I legitimately thought that was someone making a pipe gun in real life from fucking Fallout.
No,
what the fuck is
that's
that?
Canada.
No.
That's Canada's
I understand
anti-sniper
that that's-
sniper rifle.
Sneaky, I understand that it's Canada. I'm just calling it horse shit. What
that's
is
their
that
war
thing?
crime rifle.
The fuck you mean war
Before
crime
that
rifle?
was an Aussie with a Barrett, and we're gonna ignore that other Ukrainian there because that's 2022. That puts it as propaganda again.
Yep.
Before that, UK with a 338 Lapua, Corporal Horse Craig Harrison. Okay. Then
Corporal Horse
Canada,
Craig.
Horse Craig. Chris
Uh,
Hatbot, 9th February 1967,
yep.
with a Browning machine gun.
Yes,
not a
I
barrel,
told you!
a
The fucking Madoose!
during the Vietnam War.
Yeah!
Okay?
Bro just popped off. He didn't have a sniper rifle, so he said, fuck it. I'm just gonna use a Browning with iron sights.
Okay, Chris Kyle is number 12 with the 338 Lapua. Okay. That's SEAL Team 3 in the Iraq
What
War.
was Sign trying to
2008.
prove? He was trying to prove that 33 Lapua beat 50 cal in longest sniper shot.
For a while there, it had. Up to
Yeah,
2009.
and I told you the newest one was still 50 cal because fucking Canada with their pipe weapon.
Canada with its pipe weapon, which I want to be clear, the Canadian sniper shot had to account for the curvature of the Earth.
Yeah.
Well, no, Max, all shots have to account for the curvature
No,
of the Earth.
I'm Atin, and no, Sign,
I'm sorry,
I
Atin.
mean the target was not visible.
Yes, it wouldn't be visible in the scope at that range.
His spotter was the one who had to tell him where he was going. Yes, I know that's why we have spotters, Sign.
Yes, that is why we have sniper caddies. Reminder, the spotter is just another sniper. Usually
Yes.
he's also looking through a rifle.
Well, actually, that was
They do have
specifically
spotting
just
scopes.
that was just the U.S. Army Rangers that did that. Previously, other countries would have them with binoculars, and the U.S. Army Rangers scouts were like, "That's stupid. We're just gonna have everyone with a sniper rifle."
We're just going to give everyone sniper rifles. It's going to be 2 snipers, not a sniper, and his caddy. Yes, I will take the 50 BMG rifle today, I think.
Hathcock's story is hilarious. Everyone should go watch Electrician's story on him.
He's already done one?
Oh, of course.
I didn't know he had.
Yeah, it's great. They hunted him down for like 3 months straight. He just like went off into the woods and they hunted him down, the Viet Cong, and he just came back having like killed half of the upper management of the Viet Cong.
Of course, then there was
He started wearing a white feather specifically to wave at the enemy snipers before he shot them.
Oh no, okay.
Oh, that's devious.
That's the guy, white feather.
Yeah.
Man was committing bad PM shit. Jesus.
He got tired of all of his commanding officers dying to sniper fire, so he took a 50 BMG and went out hunting with a Madoose and killed snipers
Yes.
with iron sights.
With
Because
iron
fuck you.
Specifically
No.
because he did not want the sniper to see the glare off of his off of a scope.
Yeah. So he just eyeballed it really hard.
Wait, hang on, let me see.
Oh yeah, wasn't that the guy who
What
laid
was
in
the-
field as they walked over him? Yes. Yes. Quite literally, they
Yeah.
had like a whole platoon or something walk over his position. Yeah.
Oh, so not only that, he and the guy he had with him got into it with an NVK sniper who was hunting him specifically. That sniper takes a shot, they see it, they return fire, snipers already moved, they move, and they basically just circle each other 2 or 3 times, I forget how many it was, before finally, as the sun's setting, he sees just a little bit of glint, doesn't know what the hell it is, says, no, to hell with it, that might be his scope, fuck it, shoots it, puts the round through his eye.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Love the guy.
American Badass.
I love how we have so many stories of Americans becoming action heroes.
Main character
I mean,
syndrome.
We've killed a lot of people.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, Fat Electrician's just a great channel to watch in general.
Yes.
Pretty much everything he makes is quality content.
Even
But
the other
anyway,
channel.
Alan, that too. Nam really was the Wild West of war.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because you've got all the post World War II goodness, but it's before it got into this whole
yeah,
all the modern drone bullshit and everything moving away from
yeah. There was a lot of
soldiers.
bubbled hardware going on in Nam.
Yes. Oh God, yes.
There was a lot of Bubba hardware going on, yeah. Hey, the engineers came up with a new vehicle. Great, it sucks. We're taking it apart and putting it back together in a way that works.
No. Oh, hey, the engineers came up with this 6-barreled 50 cal, all 6 or 50 cal, anti-air tank tracked vehicle. It can't hit for shit. Well, okay. What can we use it for? Oh, I know. You see that enemy tank? Yes. I
I
don't
do not want to.
Yes. Or
Yes,
you
the
see that
ultimate
enemy building? Yes. I don't want to.
I cast delete.
Yes.
Yeah, it turns out makes a great anti-personnel device. Crazy. Who would have guessed?
That was
Who
also
could have guessed?
before Geneva decided that doing that was a war crime. So you could do that shit.
I wonder why it was considered a war crime.
Because you don't leave.
I know why.
You don't.
I know why it's considered a war crime.
Because you leave chunky salsa behind.
Again, I'm aware. I was being sarcastic.
Sign.
What's your first mistake?
The appropriate phrase is slurry.
No, it's salsa. Or he left them mystified.
Fucking mystified.
You're still
Shut
getting
up.
muted for that.
Anyway,
Good
so
Shut the fuck up.
enough about that. Let's go back to this garbage here. Chili is chili. Very true, sir. It is a salsa. LMG gunfire swept above me, seeming to carve away at several support beams. Seeming to. Well, is this? I guess it's not carving away at the support beams. Yeah. I guess it's not carving at the support beams, so we don't need to worry about it.
It's like when authors use literally. Wrong.
They literally don't know what they're doing.
Yes.
Literally. Like it was a damn chainsaw. Almost, so it was figuratively, hypothetically sawing away at the support beams like a chainsaw. So it wasn't.
It seemed to. Yes.
If you imagine a chainsaw and imagine a chainsaw sawing at a support beam, it was kind of like that, but it wasn't. Oh, okay, great. Thank you, author, for that amazing imagery.
That's fucking dumb.
When I came to, I found myself submerged in a pile of rubble. I couldn't feel my legs. Ah, well, I always wanted to get new ones. Maybe the boss will be kind enough to give me a loan. I am one of his best enforcers. Someone was humming an unfamiliar tune. Looking over to the source, I found the same merc from before, heavily armored with stacks of plate covering his body like it was a damn second skin. Huh, no wonder why the Buria barely stopped him. He's armed like a damn cyber psycho. Except the Buria is an anti-Borg weapon.
Yeah, but shut up. It's cooler
If you shot him with a Buria, it would have hurt him, even if he is like a damn cyber psycho. Because quite literally, the Buria is to shoot cyber psychos.
Yeah,
That's their
but he needed the
purpose.
guy not to die, but he also wanted to use a cool gun. So shut up, nerd.
Especially the Comrade's hammer, which is an even stronger version of the revolver because it's been modified to fire a single large explosive round magnetically accelerated down the barrel.
Fuck you say?
Oh yeah,
You
no,
heard the words
Comrade's
I said.
hammer is funny.
So it is both a it's both
Yeah.
a conventional gunpowder
Mm-hmm.
and a railgun in
Uh-huh.
one.
Yeah.
Does it shoot lead rounds or steel?
It shoots something that blows up, so I'm not really sure that matters.
Of course, it's also get just. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it so much.
Good.
The normal Buria's in-game description. The Buria belongs in a museum as a benchmark of Soviet design. Is it pretty to look at? No. Well, speak for yourself, game. It's actually beautiful. Is it convenient to use? No. That's fair enough. Safe? No. Very true. Effective? Absolutely. It's an electromag pistol that can blast through walls and anything as dense as a neutron star. On top of that, it doesn't need to be charged. Use it, survive. To use it and survive, you need an advanced musculoskeletal cyberware. But even if someone without the recommended implants does manage to lift the Buria, pulling the trigger will almost guarantee a broken elbow or worse. Yeah, because it's literally an anti-Borg weapon. It is a heavy piece of fuck you that fires fuck you at fuck you speeds to fuck you.
Yeah, except it works, so it can't be Soviet.
That's the opposite. It works, so it has to be Soviet.
Listen here, Lenin. That is not.
Lenin, me tell you something?
Oh, I'm sorry. What's the
Oh.
most prolific weapon still being used today?
The one that a drunk Russian and his buddy built out of scraps in a fucking factory. I am aware.
Yes.
They built that in a cave with a bunch of scrap.
The people's
Literally.
gun.
The second most prolific being its older sibling, which was just that with a bigger cartridge, except, not semi-auto.
Thank you, Toaster. I appreciate it.
The Mosin.
Ah, the Mosin.
Yes, Mosin, also known as Best Girl.
The Moist Nugget, yes.
What did you just fucking say?
It's a fucking gun joke.
Meme.
Yeah, the Mosin Nugget, because everyone
Mosin
mispronounces.
Nugget, the Moist Nugget.
Yeah, because everyone
Yes.
mispronounces it. You jokingly call it the Moist Nugget.
I see. That's a lie. I don't fucking see.
I know you don't.
Think fast, Chuckle Nuts. But yeah. I appreciate you quoting my poetry, Toaster. Thank you. You also missed a comma. It fires fuck you rounds at fuck you speeds to fuck you. Anyway. So now that we are aware that the author has no idea about any of the things they're talking about,
Many such cases.
Thank you, Wikipedia.
Literal Wikipedia redirect from Moist Nugget to Mosin the God.
The 4chan days were grand indeed. The days where you would log on, drop into CSS, and on your other monitor you would have K scrolling.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time. He reached into the cold storage where we usually kept cyberwares we klepted.
I'm sorry, what?
Klepted. Past tense, past tense.
Alright, you clap, K-L-A-P something. Present tense.
Yeah,
clap,
no, it's a
K-L-E-P-T.
shortening of kleptomaniac, brother.
I'm aware. I'm saying the past tense is K-L-E-P. This dumb motherfucker.
From those rich gonks, his hands raised up to the light beside him. Through the silhouette, I could tell it's small cyberware. Through the silhouette, you could tell it's small cyberware. Bitch, you don't need a fucking silhouette for that. An eyeball's pretty fucking different from an arm.
Is
it truly?
I mean,
it's
really,
in-game
they're both
slang, though. Yeah, but here's the problem. They didn't use klept, K-L-E-P-P-E-D. They use klept, K-L-E-P-T, which is the past tense of klep. And then they put E-D, which is the alternative spelling of the past tense, onto the past tense.
Ugh. Ooh, I hate looking at it. Delete it. Get it off my screen. Oh, that hurts looking at.
That is cursed.
What did he post?
Cringe.
I posted cringe, brother.
This is heresy.
Brother,
Basic Kyoshi optics, she said, throwing the Kyoshi away. Worthless. That was a woman. I couldn't tell based on all that heavy-ass armor. Also, bitch. That's the latest gen Kuroshi. Could sell it for at least a few thousand eddies. Carmillo Ram Manager. Worthless. Fuck being intelligent net runner. Unga bunga firepower. Real fun of cyberpunk.
I mean,
what in the
not
fuck?
wrong.
She continued to rummage through the bin full of kleptidid. Cyberware before taking out white snake-like cyberware. Sandy Veaston. Pride and joy of our boss. Kleptidid from some rich gonk out in Santo Domingo. Hey, what the fuck is this? A Dylanar Sandy? It's all about the touch my ass fuck your slogan. The woman threw away the Dylanar Sandy, uncaring if it broke or not, even when a Dylanar Sandy can go for tens of thousands of eddies. And there's not even a single Apogee Sandevistan? I mean, fuck, I'd even take a Falcon one. She slammed the lid shut on the cold storage, rubbing her forehead. The woman reached over and pressed play on a radio before sitting down and crushing the chair. Fuck, she cursed, ass on ground. Too much cyberware. Why wasn't this in the game? Before she could complain anymore, the man on the radio reported a cyberpsycho attack in Corpo Plaza. Oh, I'm an edge runner. David would eventually get chipped with that experimental Sandy. It basically looks like an apogee, so, The frankly insane woman trailed off. I did nothing but lie still, hoping to not catch her attention. We are now switching to David's point of view. Copy paste canon. Yes. Copy paste canon. Copy paste canon. Rubbed my eyes. Black dot. Black dot was a single figure aiming their left arm at us. They stood in the middle of the road, uncaring for traffic, as if the cars didn't exist. You got this, D-Mom. You're my son. Watch out. I could see the iron. The figure on the road ahead was carrying a large gun the size of a chair. Strapped to their waist was a shotgun of some kind, heavily armed like Atom Smasher Light. Mom tried to swerve out of the way, but we were sandwiched between two cars, one expensive limo and a pink van, and wait a second, are those animals? The animal in the van carried largest gun I've ever seen, with belt feeding largest bullets I've ever seen. Easily as long as my fucking hand. That's not a long bullet.
Yeah. Now, if you said your
bullet.
arm...
They aimed through us as if we didn't exist. The gun was primed to fire at the limo on the other side. Before the animals could fire, the figure struck first. The figure ahead then fired their arm cannon 3 times, and the pink van vanished in a blinding, deafening fireball. The shock wave of that explosion threw our car into the limo like a battering ram. That's not how that works at all. The roar causing us both to go out of control and flip. That's also not how that works at all. Cars are incredibly resistant to flipping, actually. It's actually quite difficult to flip cars.
Shut up, nerd. Really cool.
Fuck you. Mom was right beside me. Thank God the car took a lot of damage. She didn't respond. Fear blew out any thought in my mind. Blah, blah, blah. I checked her pulse. Reaching for her neck. Wait, I reached for her neck to see her purse. Okay, she has one. What are you, fucking robbing her?
No, pulse.
No, purse.
Purse.
Well, he wrote
They're
purse.
just stupid.
He wrote purse, but it's a typo.
I'm aware. I'm going to mock him anyway.
Fine. Go away.
I mean, the motherfucker could have proofread.
True.
Yes, true.
She's still alive. That was until I heard heavy footsteps, metal thudding, almost like it was like metal hitting pavement or something. Metal footsteps hitting pavement. Who could have had these metal footsteps hitting pavement?
Could it be Adam Gasser?
It was an armed solo from the looks of things. In my panic, I only wondered if they came to finish us off. I saw a surviving animal reach for a pistol, followed by a loud sound that caused me to wince. All the remaining of the animal was gore scattered on the pavement. That's right, they were firing 3,000 millimeter rounds.
Fuck you.
What?
I just made that part up, but I mean they just had the character shoot someone with a caliber so violent that the person was turned into a pink mist, and they did this one-handed with a pistol-like object.
Okay, 3,000 millimeter is 118 inches. That's a big gun.
No, I mean that's effectively what the author thinks they're firing. So yes.
Apparently.
So anyway, a single pair of feet, blah blah blah. Lions and gazelles determining how to flee. Gloved hand ripped off the door, blah blah blah. Large figure. I believe you have something I want. Sandevistan, Cyber Psycho. I do apologize for the roughness. Here's 50k. Now for the apogee. What are you talking about? I'm just a student. My mom's EMT. We don't have an apogee. Don't leave us. My mom's hurt. Now, if I remember correctly, she tore open the jacket. There it is. Fair plastic sheets. Why did Mom have that in her jacket? None of the Ripper docs have anything close to the specs you offered. Guess that's one of the upsides offered by a video game rather than real life. Perhaps gaming limitations are useful. No, being chromed up as much as you want is much better. Red manifested. AV hovered. Exhaust. Step away from the client. Woman didn't move, daring trauma team to fire on her, to give her a reason to use the huge-ass gun. Then she obliged, stepping several meters away from the limo. The AV landed. The 4 trauma team members rushed out. Blah, blah, blah. Crashed limo. None of these are clients. You know the drill. Secure the policyholder. Get out of here. I don't want to be next to that thing. Blah, blah, blah. Pointing the guns at Merc. Trauma team platinum cost. More than you can afford, Merc. As of 2 seconds ago, the 2 people in the car are now Trauma Team Platinum members for the next month. Which, if my optics are telling me are correct, they're higher than gold of the client. Fuck, we don't have space for 2 more. Better get to it then. Oh, by the way, David, I recommend you stay away from Arasaka Tower. Friendly piece of protagonist advice. What's your name?
Fuck you.
I'm Vivian. Oh no. It's an AGP story.
A what?
A what?
It's a what?
AGP.
All Guardsmen Party.
No.
Huh?
I was gonna say, why is that inducing groans? It sounds like it'd be great.
No. It's.
Could we do with
I cannot
Arasaka?
explain.
Mines.
I cannot explain. True. I cannot explain on stream.
Oh. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. It's an AGP story. Vivian and Lilith are the 2 most popular names for that subset. I don't know why, but they are.
I
So
can explain why.
I don't think we need that explanation. Yeah, I think we're good. So yeah, anyway, terrible actually, you know what? I'm gonna leave a review.
Oh, here we go.
Terrible story. Honestly, I don't think you got a single detail correct, except for what you copy pasted from the show. Honestly, impressive, since you clearly had to go to the wiki to do that in the first place. Yep, copied and pasted from the show. Honestly impressive, since you clearly had to go to the wiki to do that from the first place. Is there anything else that needs to be said here? Oh, by the way, you can write Authors Barely Fetish. This is a Authors Barely Fetish story. Go ahead and file that one as well on your bingo card.
Do I have to?
If you don't want to, you can go ahead and not fill it out. That's no skin off my back.
That one either.
That is amazing. You are indeed possibly the worst bingo card.
Apparently, I picked the wrong bingo card for the wrong section. Would you say first section doesn't get the point?
Yes, actually.
Okay, there we go. I have one.
Let's see, first chapter.
I don't know, that Klepton left me feeling pretty flash-banged by words.
Yeah, well, you can go eat shit and die. Bad grammar. You can also mark down bad grammar.
There's many things we can mark down.
What do we have next? We have Inspired Runner. A version of me is now cyberpunk with weak inventor power set. It's quite possible he'll crash and burn, but pretty fire in meantime, won't it?
What?
Yeah.
You want each other to get it English?
I don't think I will.
No.
Let's see what we got here. We got Inspired Runner. So, by the way, if anyone is curious about that story, you can have the link there, and here is the link for Inspired Runner as well. So we have Inspired Runner. Arc 1, Slumming It. Wake Up Samurai. Waking up in another person's bed is never a comfortable experience for me when I can't seem to remember getting into it. I honestly can't say the same. I've woken up on the floor just fine, and I was a little bit confused why I was on the floor, but it was kind of a quick explanation usually after that. But generally speaking, I've never been in a situation where I could even wake up in someone else's bed that I wasn't supposed to be in.
Author's saying he wakes up in many unfamiliar beds.
I mean, I guess, apparently, and he's not used to it, apparently, as well. I mean, even when I go other places and sleep in other beds that aren't mine, I don't really generally have that whole moment of, like, I wake up and I'm like, oh, where am I? That doesn't happen to me. Today I woke up feeling very uncomfortable. The mattress I'm lying on is very lumpy and sheets feel like sandpaper. I've slept in worse. Looking around made my heart skip a beat. I was in mega building for Cyberpunk 2077. I could tell instantly. Somehow.
Yeah, those are pretty distinct. If you've played,
I had been in this room so often I could tell you where each interactable was from memory.
And they are cookie cutters, so...
I'm pretty sure they're cookie cutter, yeah. There's TV couch area, dressing area, and looks like stash room was converted into bedroom? What do you mean converted into bedroom? No, the bedroom was converted into a stash room, dipshit. It's not like every single fucking apartment comes with a gun stash. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised with it being cyberpunk, and they should, but yeah. When did I get here? What did I last remember? I remember going to sleep. I remember brushing my teeth. Fuck, pain, agony, previously unimaginable to me, shot through my skull like lightning, rumbling through my head like the sound of thunder. Then, memories, crying myself to sleep, mom and dad, hearing about an accident, walking to the principal's, high school. Memories drove themselves into my skull in reverse. Emotions and images flashed through my head faster than I could consciously comprehend them. I woke up some period of time later, having no memory of passing out. With some considerable effort, I managed to stand up off the floor I had at some point fallen on and went to wash my hands. The water smelled strongly of chemicals. Probably, definitely. Not safe to drink. I wash my face and look in the mirror. An familiar face greets me. Still Asian, but deep black eyes, thin eyebrows, new nose, clean-shaven, or perhaps baby smooth chin, very different from old face. Okay, let me take stock of my current situation. I am Redacted, James Yashimita. I live at Redacted, Mega Building 8. I am 2416. The date is Tuesday, August 6, 2075. And what's that? Why are there orbs of energy in my chest soul? I have a soul? I mean, okay, first off, I would not be panicking over having a soul. That kind of gives away the game. And I'm just saying, you know, like, if you're like, holy shit, what do you mean I have a soul? I kind of feel like that's implying that you thought you didn't have a soul at first, which is...
I mean, if there's enough trauma, I guess he would think that he doesn't have one.
No.
That
there
says a
are
lot.
people who genuinely believe in a deterministic universe wherein we're all meat robots who don't have souls.
Yeah, that's fair. Those people are also stupid.
That is a real world thing, and yes, it's
so wild though.
Yeah, true.
Yes. Literally.
Unless, of course, you are talking about one of Wildbow's many self-insert characters, then they alone are the determinate ones. They alone are able to fight fate and resist reality as we speak.
They alone are the honored ones.
Yes, indeed.
Thread.
That essay. Also, I still think it was fucking hilarious that I came into that thread going, don't kink shame him.
God damn it, Zeke.
Okay, pause. I was doing something. Let's ignore glowing orbs lighting up my soul. Memories, old me, new me. I feel like the urban fantasy stories have souls. You mean like the characters in them, or the just the story themselves? Oh, I feel like the urban fantasy Wabo main characters have souls, and everyone else doesn't.
Probably not.
You're not supposed to think about that.
Even if it's done kind of weird. I mean, in Worm, it was kind of sort of implied there was some level of persistent ego separate from the body. Because the shades that Fairy Queen could wield carried a shadow of the personality of the person who originally had it.
That was, to my understanding, that was implied to be those shades were running off of her shard was phoning into the shards of people whom she collected those from, and those shards were running copies of those people's memories. So, not souls, just neural engrams. AIs, basically. AIs running smaller AIs.
I thought it was a shard network copying data. Well, see, that's the thing, right? Is that...
Yes.
Yeah, here's the thing, though, is that neural engrams is currently effectively what the stage of LLMs are at right now, which is to say they are... No, really, if you think about it, it kind of is. What I'm trying to say is that they are LLMs, as they currently are operating off of previous memories, aka past information, and they are completely incapable of creating new information. All they can do... Sure, but all they can do is reference past information. And then recombine it into a new way, but it's still past information. It's not like us, where we can see a situation where a bear kills a deer, and then we can later on see an animal similar to a bear, and we can understand that that animal likely will be able to kill us because of our previous experience with the bear. An AI would have to be like, okay, well, based on past information, if we look at the claws of the animal, we are able to see that these claws are sharp and pointed, therefore indicating that the claw is useful for cutting, rending, and puncturing. meaning that this animal is likely, based on past information, an animal that will eat meat, meaning that if you understand that the animal eats meat, that the animal will possibly be dangerous to you. Normal people don't need to run through all of that logic. They can just look at something and go, oh, that's probably dangerous.
Yeah, that's instinct.
Yeah. Which skips all of those steps, which skips all of the neural memories. Like, memories are not instinct. Memories are encoded thoughts, effectively.
Yes.
And so what I'm trying to say is that if a shard just copies the memories, it's completely incapable of understanding the process that went into it that was not explicitly outlined. So you can't have like, Alexandria can't run, because supposedly, according to Wildblow, I love that name for him. I'm using that from now on. According to Wildblow, Alexandria, her mind runs off of her shard, not her brain, or something.
How the McFuck does that? What?
Don't ask me. Fuck you. That's why. Yeah. And so for whatever reason, that's the case, right? And that wouldn't be possible if the shard was just taking in memories and then, like, using supercomputer processing speeds to predict what the next action is based off of the memory. Because that's not a person, that's just an LLM. I know the reason why, because her body is time locked, except she still needs to fucking breathe for a brain that doesn't have oxygen. But we're not gonna get into that. Look, Wildblow fucking blows it out his ass. But point is that the shard wouldn't be able to handle the thinking processing of Alexandria if it was operating solely off of copied memories. Because you're more than copied memories. I mean, we see that with people that get amnesia, and usually, barring people with trauma, they usually act the same regardless of whether they have memories or not. So you're more than your memories. Whether you want to say that's genetics, I mean, that's up to you. Probably is. I personally believe that there is some sort of superego going on there that exists beyond memories, but that's just me. I'm waiting for whatever message Beyond is about to say. What about people who had the railroad spike went through the brain? Okay, well, that quite literally caused massive trauma to their actual capacity to operate. That's different from just losing their memories. That's quite literally changing the operation of, like, oh, my computer acted different after I shot it a couple times. I have disproven Sneaky. Behold, amnesia. The guy didn't lose his memories, though. He literally had a portion of his brain removed, which changes how your neurons travel, which changes how your brain thinks. Quite literally, physically changes how your brain thinks.
Well, no, your neurons don't travel. Electrical signals travel on your neurons.
Yes, thank you, Sign. I'm sure Reddit will be giving you a gold star any moment for your post.
Awesome. They can give
It was
me
a little
credit
uncalled for,
for.
I'm gonna be real.
If I recall, it went through the part of his brain that regulated impulse control, and he became a gambler from it. He also became less of an asshole. But I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Because it's
So
not.
he got a partial lobotomy.
Well, it also like it was straight up, I believe, through the skull. I don't think it was just like shaved off a section. Like I think it was straight up from one side of the brain to the other.
Yep, that's a lobotomy.
Railroad spike through head survived. Yeah, Phineas Gage here. Yep. Phineas Gage, traumatic brain injury, iron rod shot through his head, destroying much of his left frontal lobe. Lived for 11 years. His personality and behavior significantly altered. He was known for being responsible, but began to exhibit more violent, aggressive traits. People said he was no longer the Gage he once was. Yeah, neuroscience relationship between brain damage and behavioral changes. Yeah.
Well, so the left.
Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, here we go. That's how it went through his head.
Ugh.
Oh, right, that.
Yeah, that is a lobotomy. Yes. But no, the left hemisphere of the brain is where your conscious reasoning
Also,
resides.
isn't it the right part of his? No, it is the left. Okay. That was just tripping me up. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, ow.
But yeah, yeah. But yeah, like I said, quite literally, physically changing the brain structure ends up changing how someone thinks.
Well, so the right side is where the subconscious and memory and a few other things. The
yeah.
left side is reasoning, the conscious mind, and so on. So if the right has to take over for the left, then you'll be missing a few things. Got a few screws loose.
Well, I mean, you're basically they've seen this before, where the brain gets damaged, in that the brain, because the brain isn't like a fucking partitioned disk. It just has areas that it prefers to operate in.
Oh yeah, it'll reroute around.
Yeah, it'll reroute and it'll try and compress as much as it can into the parts of the brain that are still operating. But it does leave you at a more limited capacity for everything. Yes. But point being is that quite literally changes literally how you think.
Yes.
And so, yeah, yes. Obviously, if you're limited or your physical body changes, yeah, you'll change your expression. It's yeah, is what it is.
Then you've got other systems that you would think are entirely disconnected from the brain that aren't.
Yeah.
Limbic system and others,
yeah.
where if one of these things changes, you're also thinking different.
Yeah, certainly. And I mean that it is one thing that I do commonly talk about whenever this topic comes up, is with the stories where it's like, oh my god, I'm a girl now in this isekai, blah blah blah, and then the author somehow makes them maintain their their ego is completely untouched by this. And I didn't say the ego would be completely untouched. I didn't say that there was like somehow some sort of involatile object that controls you. I just said I believe that someone generally has a ego that is greater than their memories. And as I was saying, if you actually if you end up in an isekai where your body is no longer the same sex as the one you have previous memories of, those memories will fade and be replaced by new memories. They will, and these new memories will be tinted by the new brain you have, which is being affected by a new cocktail of chemicals.
Yes. Which you could argue, okay, mind over matter, you can resist that to a point, but
I mean, it really
after a point,
depends.
no.
Well, mind over matter works to a certain extent in certain cases. Impulse control, for one of them. You're hungry. There's food in front of you. You can stop yourself from eating to a certain extent for a certain period of time. If you don't eat for long enough and there is food in front of you, you will go into a fugue and just start eating. But that's we're talking like weeks. But yeah, that is just human survival. Is you will eventually get to the point where I'm sorry, but that thing in front of me is meat. I don't really care where it's from at this point. I am that hungry. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that just is what it is, right? You know, your biology is very powerful, very, very powerful. So yeah, yeah. I can transfer my brain to another body with no issues. Anyone with a brain, ironically. Really? Yeah, no, it's 100%.
How do you transfer your brain? Well, the hard part was taking it out, and then the hard part was putting it back in again.
There were two hard parts. Oh, okay.
I would say the whole thing was hard, but the brain was quite soft.
Well, they called me mad when I did it. Who's mad now? Not me. I'm very happy.
I removed that part of my brain.
Average mechanicus fleshsmith.
No. Not fuck with brain.
Yeah, but so, I mean, obviously, you know, if you know, if chemicals didn't change you, then why do people, you know, do drugs?
A lot of people behave differently when they're in love.
Gee, I can't imagine why.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It is a mystery.
Oh, poor guy. Probably a Redditor we're talking about here. They're already missing a huge chunk of their brain. Yeah, they survived because they were already missing a chunk of their brain. I still can't forget that fucking pic with all of the Redditors sharing about how they all have brain damage.
Yeah, the one with the huge.
Yeah, thank you, Toaster. I appreciate you just have that on hand.
Yeah, that.
Amazing.
I have to ask why he has that.
That was really quick.
he had
Well,
that
I have my brain. Yes, and look, he's just.
Bro's just got a whole ass. Yeah.
It's not even missing. It's just been fucking compressed, I guess.
Yeah, it's compressed. Yeah, from the pressure. I categorize my photos efficiently. Yeah. I try. I made folders. I didn't put any pictures into the folders, but I made them. They're there. I could, at any point in time, start organizing them.
Notice, he won't.
I mean, it's a lot of pictures. I mean, we're talking about, like, hold on, let me pull them up here.
I mean, I'm not really disparaging that because I don't do it either.
We're talking about 27,272 pictures. That's a lot of pictures to organize. And, you know, I'm adding like another 30 every day. And I kind of don't, you know, like I should have started 5 years ago. Well, I actually should have started like 15 years ago when I started these folders. But, you know, it's kind of like, you know.
We forget.
Yeah. One day I will sort the 40,000 images in my memes folder. Yeah, me too.
See,
Today is not that day. Yeah.
I sorted my meme folder when it was only 10,000, and it's remained organized ever since.
Yeah, you see, what's even worse is that I also have another folder in my meme folder called Unsorted.
Yep.
With even more unsorted pictures.
I just have a general dump folder where everything gets downloaded and I'll sort it later. I never sort it.
Oh, yeah, no, I mean, that's the same for me. It's called my downloads folder. My downloads folder got so big, I moved it to a different hard drive.
I've done that.
Yeah, I just have a folder labeled transfer files and shit I want without having a second fucking drive.
True. I have 9 hard drives, so, you know. Because I just don't... I don't stop using a hard drive. Well, I see, I don't stop using a hard drive when I get a new computer. And so I've just been continuously collecting hard drives over the years as I get new computers.
God.
I really should organize my drive. I just keep putting it off because I don't want to.
Lazy fuck.
Yes.
Just do it. Don't let your memes be dreams.
I think I will. So anyway, James Yamashita, my pants. Haha, got him. 16-year-old Night City native, blah blah blah, James I, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, 0 insurance payout, their deaths didn't qualify, blah blah. Inhalant brain damage. Oh, I'll always love to see these things. What's this here? Paint thinner?
We huffing paint thinner now?
I don't even know why I have this one.
Yep, paint thinner. Yeah.
Why is he huffing paint thinner?
He's painting Warhammer figures.
Ah.
Amazing. Yeah, it turns out when you inhale dangerous chemicals that say do not inhale on them, this causes permanent damage to you. Truly, everyone is shocked by this revelation.
Damn, I thought it would make my brain expand.
Man, oh, fucking zoomy gas. Goddamn. Have you guys seen any of those videos coming out from the Zoomers?
No.
What?
Oh god, the fucking Galaxy Gas compilations.
The what?
What?
I don't. You know what? No. You know what? I don't want to know.
So basically, the Zoomers and Gen Alpha were being retarded, as usual.
As usual.
And they decided they were going to start inhaling nitrous oxide. Whippy can refillers.
Oh. Fucking idiots. We had an entire...
Yep.
Yep.
Anyway, so, yeah, they're huffing nitrous oxide.
They're doing whippets,
yep.
old man. They're doing whippets.
Yeah.
Why?
Yep.
Didn't they?
So it gets worse.
That specific.
Yes, there is. Unless you're a company known as Galaxy Gas, who made extra large nitrous oxide containers without the bitter astringent in it. In fact, they were even flavored for your tasting pleasure. Of your cakes, of course. Your cake, because it made your cakes taste like a new an additional flavor. Of course,
yeah,
obviously.
So they weren't even trying to hide.
No, they weren't even trying to hide it at all. They were, however, pretending to be a nitrous oxide canister for refilling, which is how they ended up being sold in so many places instead of a dangerous drug-dealing empire. And so, yeah, a bunch of kids were buying Galaxy Gas and huffing and puffing it to the point where they got brain damage.
Luckily, nothing of value was lost.
Yeah, turns out also when you huff and puff nitrous oxide on such concentrated levels like Galaxy Gas canisters, you get brain damage starting your first use.
Ooh.
That's concerning.
Yeah. And the kids were like, haha, when I huff this nitrous oxide canister, it makes me lose control of my legs and fall over for a couple minutes. This is so fun.
Wait, wasn't there a cop in California who ran into something because he was huffing that I swear I saw a video. Somebody walks up to him, dude, what are you doing? And he just opens up one of them things of gas and starts just snorting the shit and laughing.
I don't recall that one. I do recall the police officer that died of a fentanyl overdose because he decided to take all of the fentanyl out of the evidence canister and just down it all in one go in the bathroom of the police. HQ.
Brilliant.
Yeah. But
real quality police work there.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, Galaxy Gas time. But there'd be huge compilations on YouTube of these fucking kids doing them. Are they still on YouTube? I wonder.
There's a warning. Don't fucking do it.
Yes. Yes, there is. They're still here. Here you go.
Alternate question, we don't.
Yeah.
TikTok's most dangerous trend. Okay.
It was very popular among certain demographics as well. Shockingly, this is not the most dangerous TikTok trend. Yes. Yeah, it was unfortunately not TikTok's most dangerous trend because, shockingly, there is always more, and it does always get worse. Because I'm a prophet, don't you know?
A prophet of shit.
Yeah. Yeah, there were some other ones out there, licking outlets, sticking knives into outlets and shit like that. Tide Pod challenge, true. Yeah, there was some real fucked up challenges on TikTok that
At least back in the day, we only had the mix ammonia and bleach, make crystals bullshit.
yeah.
Or someone
Yeah.
decided to throw a grenade in a toilet. That was fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, see, here's the thing, right? Like, I kind of feel it's like half on the parents, half on the kids. I feel like any kid that dies something this stupid, kind of like a net positive for society.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
At the same time, though, I feel like there is a certain limit. Like, there is a threshold where if enough kids are doing something really fucking stupid, then a majority of kids who really can't be blamed for it will also do it because kids seeking out social groups, kind of like human thing to do. We can't really blame them for that. Oh, I can't blame the kid for being human. I can! I can blame the first kid for jumping off. I can blame the kid after the first kid jumped off the cliff for also jumping off the cliff. I can blame the third kid. But by the time you get to like the 50th kid jumping off the cliff, it's kind of just like, guys, I think there's a bigger problem going on than stupid kids.
Just a bit of one.
Did you guys not sniff markers? Only the blue ones.
Well,
the blue ones are the
like
tastiest.
It was a thing that was around for a while, but only really jokingly, at least in my school. I mean, I know there were places that would absolutely do that shit, but when I went to school,
I mean,
no.
like, as a kid,
joked
I
about
did it,
doing it.
like, a couple times occasionally, not because I liked the smell, but because I looked at the marker and I was like, I wonder what this smells like. Sniff. Oh, God, I hate that.
Oh, I mean, don't get me wrong, marker smelled alright. When you're in a room
I,
and using
You're
it,
really not
not
helping your case.
I mean,
Please.
you
sticking it
remember,
up your nose.
90s kids will remember. They came out with that line of smelly markers that were like, oh, this one smells like
Oh,
lemon, this
God.
one smells like
Yeah.
grape.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
those things.
I remember that. Yep.
Then we had a
Then it was,
whole
wait,
market sniffing, yeah.
you shouldn't sniff the fucking markers, dumbasses.
Well, then stop making them sniffable.
Right?
9% sure China's funding TikTok because it's better at influencing Americans than your spy. Yes.
You're only 90%
pretty much.
sure? They're 100% doing it. No, they are.
I mean, it's like a 10% chance they're not doing it on purpose.
No, they're doing it on purpose.
The
I
first
guarantee
kid
they
still
are
hasn't yet
manipulating it.
hit the bottom yet, so the consequences haven't been shown yet. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much kind of what it is, right? Is that all of the kids that do the really stupid shit, do the stupid shit, post the video, and then die
Yeah.
of the stupid
Or
shit
turn
they
into
just did.
vegetables or whatever.
Yeah, so they're like the consequences. It's not like live leak where the consequences of your hubris are, posted live for everyone to witness. Like that one guy who decided he wasn't gonna wait for the elevator doors to open, so he kicked the elevator door open and then walked in. Except the elevator door didn't open
No.
because the elevator wasn't there yet, you fucking retard. So he just fell down an elevator shaft
No.
and died instead.
Yes.
What kind
Yeah,
of
that happened.
retard would do that?
Chinese.
How do you even kick an elevator door open?
It's
They
made of
open
Chinesium.
sideways.
Yes, because it was made of Chinesium.
Yeah, there's a reason. Most of that shit. Someone walking down a road, the road explodes. What happened? We don't know. The road.
No, the road explodes. We looked at the road. It turns out there was only a centimeter of asphalt on the road, and the rest of the road was sand and trash.
No. And there were gas lines directly under that centimeter of
That's
road.
true as well, yeah.
And of course the gas lines were made of aluminum. God. Oh, and don't even think about eating in China. Like, don't visit, don't eat
I
there.
enjoy sniffing wood. Okay, no, but sniffing freshly cut wood is completely different. That's a great smell. Also,
It just
campfires
smells
a great smell.
good.
I don't recommend you sniff campfires, but it's definitely a good smell to be around.
Yes.
Imagine the situation of getting a music video made by elementary schoolers telling you not to sleep in the middle of the road or huff petrol out of cans. Yeah, I mean, again,
Look at this cool trick to not
That
die.
must be for
Watch now.
Australia. Was
yes, it was for Australia. Interesting members could be here.
oh.
What was it called? Not One More Test song? Shit, I fucking forget.
Yes, the smell of books. That's a good one.
Oh, no,
Christ.
okay, listen. The smell of books is great. The smell of an old book.
Also really great. Anyone ever run across scented books? Like, I swear,
No,
I've run
I
across
have
2
never
or 3
encountered a scented book.
artificially scented book. Yeah, you open them up, you're reading them, and you notice there's a weird smell, and yeah, this book is about sea stuff, right? Like the old man in the sea or some shit. I forget what book it was. The pages literally smelled like salt, like brine.
Oh,
Like,
yes,
wait, what?
here it is. Oh my god, this is such a fucking classic. It was from 2011. That hurts.
Curse of Ages.
There you go.
One test more engineering music flash mob. What the hell is this? Flash mob.
Yeah. This was a classic. What the heck is this? TikToker with cream repellent?
Alright, well, I'm gonna go. Good night, Jamers.
1 gram every day for 6 months?
1 gram of what?
Nitrous oxide.
Oh my god!
How much? How much is a gram of nitrous oxide?
Too fucking much, brother.
That's a good question. How much is a gram of nitrous oxide?
Like in terms of volume. It's 1 gram of gas. That sounds like a lot.
Let's see here. A gram. Holy fuck. Half a liter?
Wait.
What?
I'm sorry?
So that is just one of those cans you were talking about.
Yeah.
That's what that sounds like.
straight up a whole fucking refill canister of nitrous oxide. Jesus Christ.
Well, I mean, it's not like a dentist canister. Still a lot of nitrous. And remember, they give this to you as sedation.
Probably in a lot safer quantities and amounts.
Yeah.
The nitrous oxide started expanding in his brain.
That sounds horrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. Boiled his brain, didn't it?
Jesus Christ. I mean, basically pressured his brain into death.
Oh.
Wow. Who
I
was
said
this?
basically, because I don't think he died. He just became basically vegetably retarded-y.
Vegetably retardedly.
Retardedy. Yes. That is a thing. God. There's something wrong with people these days.
Yes.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, we are looking at fan fiction written by said people, and, well, you know. We all know what we've seen here. Yeah, so inspired inventor, in generic garbage. Immediately invests into all the cyberpunk shit. Invests into worm tech. Instantly starts building all of the cyberpunk tech inside his own house. My dick is bigger by a whole inch. Of course, of course. Glad you described your dick size to us, author. Really appreciate it.
You see, author, you think you're telling us that your dick is big. What you're actually telling us is that your dick is smaller than a man who takes the muffler off his muscle car.
You're telling us you noticed.
Okay, so
difference of an
basically
inch.
the author spends most of the chapter trying to put words to what is effectively sci-fi magic.
Yes.
And he makes himself look really fucking stupid while doing so. Because, oh, well, I've black boxed all of my new quick hacks to purge the code. And this makes everyone more blind, and actually the better cyberware they have, the worse it makes them, because, um, it scales in effectiveness because my coding proficiency let me do that.
You know what? I can't even argue against it because supposedly that is canonically how that shit works.
Yeah, I
In
mean,
some
to be fair,
cases.
there is a certain line of everything is actually terrible on purpose.
Yes.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it is 10 o'clock, so we will cut it off here. I bid you adieu for another night of fan fiction and everything but fan fiction, reminding you once again that even outside of the world of fan fiction, reality does always have more in store for you, and it